people on Reddit. Remember these Fisher-Price roller skates?
Get my moon shoes on.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we lived it. We were there.
I never got moon shoes.
I was moon shoes.
No, I never.
We had moon shoes.
You had moon shoes. I never had moon shoes.
We had them at grandma's.
That's a lie.
No, it's not.
Did you maybe
I never had moon shoes.
Pink ones?
No.
No.
We had the original blue.
The original blue, yellow, and orange.
Yeah. The OG ones.
That's right, the OG. I remember I didn't get like half of that Nickelodeon
The ones
shit.
we
This
had
is
were the ones
bullshit.
that you could make the middle go side to side.
Oh, them are dirty and crusty. How you
it helped like
size
sizing, so you didn't.
They're like worth $2.
All right, well.
What kind of toys did you have, Joseph? What was your favorite toy?
Ninja Turtles.
That's it.
Did you have
that was the only?
Did you have the ones that were like Frankenstein and the Halloween thing?
I don't think I had those. I had the regular Ninja Turtle toys. I had the Technodrome. I had the van. And I had like a thing for their lair, their sewer lair. I don't even remember. I don't even think I had Splinter, but I know I had Shredder, Crane, Bebop and Rocksteady, and then I had all the Turtles and a bunch of accessories. I have different versions of the Turtles. I didn't have any of the monster ones though. But I had so many of them. It's sad because like now, if I still had those motherfuckers today.
You wouldn't get rid of them though.
I probably wouldn't, but like they would be worth so much money.
It's like
didn't I give you all the toys that I had at grandma's for Jack?
No, you gave me the castle, and then I gave that back to you.
Because I remember I had the Ninja Turtle bus.
You had pretty much every Ninja Turtle.
I had all those toys.
Action figure. You had pretty much all of them. He had the ones that were like the big ones.
I don't remember what happened to all those toys.
You know, like the like whatever size ones, I can't remember what they called them, kid size or whatever they were.
Yeah.
And I remember laughing so hard because you know how girls always had Barbies and then the Barbies ended up naked?
Yeah.
Like there was always the naked Barbies just lying
that
everywhere.
Was Cody's bottom drawer. They were all just naked Barbies.
I never had
which
Barbies.
We should have known.
I never had Barbies. But like I always laugh because he got those Ninja Turtles and the first thing he did was take off all their shit. And I'm like, now you just have naked turtles laying around. And all they had was the sash and the mask. But you could take them off. He's like, well, I don't know. Maybe they look different. Like, they all look the same now.
Yeah, they're nothing. Yeah. It's funny because like I had other toys. I had like
I think I was trying to put the sash on myself.
You did try to wear the
Me and my older brother had collected Hot Wheels. And he had a huge Hot Wheels collection. Like some that were even worth money and things. And but the one thing that I collected that I don't know why I collected because I didn't even like it was G.I. Joe. I didn't like the show.
He had a shit ton of those too.
I didn't like the G.I. Joe toys. I didn't like any of it, but I still had them.
They sell those at Menards right now.
See, I didn't.
These are the ones though that like had the rubber bands for connecting the body part, so you can move them around.
Yeah, the old fashioned. Yeah. Now, see, if you would have seen my room when I was a kid, you would have thought it was a boy's room. Like even when I was like little, because the only thing I had in there was like Ghostbuster stuff. I had all the Ghostbuster stuff, every Ghostbuster, bad guy, the guys, all of it. That's why I was thrilled when I finally got my ghost house or my firehouse and all that stuff for Mother's Day one year, because I don't know what happened to mine, but I had all of that. Like everywhere in my room was Ghostbuster stuff and boy toys. Like I didn't have any, like I didn't have Barbies. If I played with Barbies, it was because I was at Linda and Tina's house and Linda was obsessed. So I'd be like, can we do, nope, gotta play Barbies.
I still got a container of like little G.I. Joes and stuff like that I got put up from the kids and stuff.
I had pretty much everything I had was Ninja Turtles. It was Ninja Turtle bed covers. I had the sleeping bag. I had the Ninja Turtle shaped pillows. Ninja Turtles in there. I had curtains. I had everything. Actually, 2 of my bedrooms that I had growing up had turtles painted on the walls.
No, I had Little Mermaid like bedroom stuff, like my curtains and stuff like that.
So did Cody.
Yeah.
Actually,
Cody
come to think of it,
and I thought it was too cool when I got the watch, but it was a clock.
Yeah,
it was Little Mermaid.
She had the Little Mermaid. See, I had the Ninja Turtle sleeping bag. She had the Little Mermaid sleeping bag.
I didn't have a sleeping bag.
And then
just the sheets, the curtains, the clock.
Everything I had.
A light switch.
Sleeping bag whenever we lived.
Yeah, I had the light switch.
Yeah, I had the light
switch.
switch.
Ninja Turtle.
I had the Little Mermaid one. Yeah, and the turtle one was in the playroom.
Was it in the playroom?
Whenever me and Ada were little, I remember one time we came home from the store with a new Barbie doll, and one was Cinderella and one was Ariel, the Little Mermaid, and we got so angry at each other because I wanted Little Mermaid, but like she wanted it too, and we couldn't agree on who they bought it for, so we ended up fighting over it.
Let's just take this home
like,
and see which kid wants it more.
Yeah, we
Fight
were
to
like,
the death.
She had her by the tail and I had her by the head, and we ended up pulling her apart, and her tail came off and her head came off. And then eventually we ended up sticking this Cinderella.
You know what would have been hilarious if you guys just both walked around like you had the tail and she had the top half and you just like played together with it.
La 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 la.
It was so bad because like it stayed in with our bath toys after that.
It's just a random flipper.
Yeah, because we had.
Sadistic.
Eventually we ended up taking the Cinderella head off of the other Barbie doll and sticking it on the Ariel body, and we put the tail back on, but the tail kept falling back off.
There you go.
I'm sorry. Was that expensive piece?
All right.
Oh, that's too funny.
I know.
All right. Welcome back. We are the Bonsai Movie Crew.
It's like weird Barbie. Sorry.
Not gonna work then.
No, I'm done.
Jeez, I pressed it once. Don't forget to check out the socials and all that good stuff down there in the description. I've been adding not just tags, but also doing hashtags in the description. I don't know if that does anything or what that does.
I think hashtags do it for pretty much any kind of social media or whatever, but like it's finding the right ones, I guess.
Right.
The problem is like most of the time when stuff is trending, it's not trending until you know it's trending. And
I
like,
put the
you
basic
can't
ones
leak.
in there, like
Oh, I do
podcasts.
too.
Maybe,
I do too. I don't really care. Like either people are going to see it or they're not. I'm not going to continue to like bang my head against a wall to like
that's how I feel about
try
it.
for views or try for
like
I'm over it. If you find it cool or find it funny, cool. Otherwise, I don't really care.
Right. Yeah, we're just here.
Yeah.
I'm
just having a good time.
Web.
Yep. All three of you. I hope you're enjoying yourselves.
Did you see the one guy that was like, "Oh, I wanted to watch the movie, not you guys," or whatever? Like,
I saw that one.
I wanted to respond so badly and be like, "It's literally in the description that this is a podcast."
Yeah.
Like, I don't
know if they get confused by the thumbnail because I usually use like the movie cover.
Yeah,
but I also throw on our Bonsai
that's
Movie
what I'm
Crew
saying.
thing.
It's not it. I mean, like if I'm on YouTube, I don't find like the thumbnail of I don't know, The Lost Boys, and then see podcast and go, what the fuck? I wanted to watch The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick if you're watching, probably not, but
no, I'm gonna be a dick. You're dumb. Sorry.
Well, it's more so like the tone, I guess you get out of that.
Yeah, it's
like did you have to like
how far into that did you get before you realized this isn't that movie?
Well, not just that, but like okay, you not only didn't get to watch the movie, but now you've taken the time to comment on it and show everybody what a dumbass you are.
Yeah. Why would you do that?
Like you've wasted.
It says
you've
pod
wasted
number and then the movie title and then the year it came out. Then below that it says this week we talk about movie, and then this week our creator profile is person.
Well, I guess more so it's not like I don't go on YouTube, look something up, and then start to watch a video. Go, oh, this isn't what I wanted, and go, but wait, I should comment. You know, like,
that's somebody who is just angry.
I guess.
I think that's.
I'm
just someone who's
sorry.
angry.
Like, I hope that your life.
Don't get me wrong. We know that there's angry people out there on the internet every day, trolls and people who are just straight out plain rude or were picked on as children or maybe even touched by their uncles. I don't know. But either way,
show us on the doll where.
Yeah, exactly.
The mermaid.
Hey,
doll.
just like.
Show us on the stormtrooper where Uncle touched you.
Was it tail or the head? If it's the head, I have to go find it.
More like the tail.
But it's likely it wasn't the head.
Off.
Yeah, the tail can fall off. So if it's the tail, I gotta go find it.
Figure out which head though.
So, just so you guys are aware, if you guys are confused by our podcast, we really don't give a shit.
And you know the best thing about not being monetized and not being real popular is that we can say whatever the hell we want.
Wherever the fuck we want.
Like
the
I'm sorry that your life sucks. Please get a hobby or
Maybe
something.
we are their hobby. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, and if that is the case, then welcome.
It's just like that
Sure,
song.
we give you lots of
Be happy.
stuff.
Yeah. Be
Lots of
happy.
material every week, I guess.
Yeah, just I don't know. Don't be a dick.
It costs $0 to be nice, and it
Mhm.
costs $0 to be a dick. But one gets you more friends.
True.
Mm,
One makes you more likable.
yeah.
Karen,
I mean, you can be a dick and get
It's
friends
the being
too.
a dick one.
I want a high five.
Oh,
I just want a 5. You got $5.
I do not. I'm poor as shit.
All right, let's move on
I got
into. Let's get into
crickets coming
that
out my
creator
wallet.
profile.
Somebody robbed me. They just be practicing.
I tell you what, if you were to get up on,
We're vibing.
if you were,
We're vibing.
Got a whole bag of shit with your name on it.
if you were to get up on the table and start dancing, I'm sure Eric's got some 5s or some 1s.
This is true.
Hell no, he don't. He's broke.
You
I'm
don't know
broke.
that until you
You
get
know
on
how
the
many
table.
kids he's got.
I literally got crickets coming out of my wallet.
Yeah, you know how many kids
If
he's
you pull out
got?
a
He ain't got
cricket,
no
I'm gonna
goddamn
cry.
money.
Oh,
He ain't even got his. He ain't even
I got a
no
bank
balls.
statement. That's about it.
Hey, he's got
His
a bank
kids got his
statement.
money, and his wife's got his balls in his in her
Hey, I
purse.
see a card. That's as good as any dollar bill.
That's got nothing on it.
You better give me the pen.
Pen.
The pen for your card.
Oh,
It's called a pin, not a pen.
I mean,
I was
Pen.
confused too. PIN.
That's
PIN. Personal
PIN.
identification
Pen.
number.
that's
That's what
that's all I got.
Pen. Well,
Is that a
that's
dollar
as good
or
as any
50 cents?
dollar.
It's a
Just-
50 cent.
Hey, just throw it at him and see
Still
what
spends
happens.
like 50 cents.
Sure.
Spends like money. What's that? An IOU?
Pretty much.
It's the overdraft.
It's an
statement you
IOU to
got
my
from the bank.
wallet. Like, sorry, buddy, you're empty today.
Open it up. There's moths.
With-
flying out.
Withdrawal amount.
Anybody you want to guess who we're doing? Karen
Ernie
already does.
I know.
Reyes.
Huh?
Ernie Reyes Jr.
I picked it.
No. I thought about it though. I just couldn't find nothing on him.
Really?
Mine's way more
Yeah.
fun.
He's done a lot.
Yeah, he's done a
A lot of
little
his
bit.
stuff is the behind the scenes though.
A lot of his stuff is behind the scenes stunts and some MMA stuff, but mostly like he's done a few movies, but not much. You cheater!
I'm not gonna be able to guess.
The
I don't know any
puppeteer
of these
guy?
people's
It's very
names.
fun.
The puppeteer guy,
Yeah, the one dude that.
Jim Henson.
Yeah.
No, I thought about that though. It was
Oh man, see,
I really
Go
did.
ninja, go ninja,
Oh,
go.
Vanilla Ice.
Go ninja, go ninja, go. I thought it was fantastic.
I said I don't know who to do. Who should we do for creator profile? She's like Vanilla Ice. I was like, ooh, I didn't think
that's
of that.
funny.
That's a good
That's
one.
going to go right into Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
I know which movie I'm picking
You'll-
too.
you'll-
But there's a lot to
We'll
pick
get
from.
into that.
I don't know.
I guess you could just pick like music.
Yeah, I was just
Ninja
saying.
rap's the best. No.
No, I like the metal version of Ice Ice Baby.
You know, he used to be like a house flipper too. Like he bought.
Yeah, he did.
He was really good at it.
Yeah,
I watched. A
he
few
got
of his
into
stuff.
real estate and shit.
Yeah, he was really good at it.
Yeah. Actually, I know what my
He had
favorite
to do
movie
something.
of his is.
So do I.
So, all right, go ahead.
Early life.
Oh wait, hold on.
Okay.
We got
My
to.
bad.
There we
I guess
go.
you guys want to see his pretty face.
What,
huh?
what we got to? We got to pick something he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's kind of open for him. Would it be music? Would
Music,
it be
movies, just whatever. Your favorite
He
thing.
don't
of
look
his.
Your favorite thing he's ever done?
He don't look as
Movie
fine
wise,
as he did in
probably
the movie.
something they did with Adam Sandler. I can't remember what movie it was.
Oh, he did stuff with Adam Sandler. I'm just gonna pick one.
Yeah,
You
it
don't-
was called
Something.
That's My Boy.
Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah,
He don't
It
look.
was with him and Andy Samberg.
yeah. Andy Samberg.
Where
I don't
like
know this.
Adam Sandler he plays like this guy who used to be a childhood star because he slept with his teacher, and his teacher was played by Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, and then
You
she
don't
got
remember? You
knocked
never seen
out.
it?
Oh,
It's fucking.
it
funny,
sounds
dude.
like I need
Yeah,
to.
it's funny.
Remember?
Oh, it's fucking
Yeah, it's got
hilarious.
Andy
And
Samberg
Andy
in it.
Samberg is Adam Sandler's son.
But like
Fuck
Vanilla
yeah.
Ice was in the movie because he was Vanilla Ice plays himself, and he was childhood friend. They were friends,
Yeah.
and they were partying together and shit. Whatever. Adam Sandler's character was like,
He's one of those
A
people
star.
that it's interesting. I do want to hear what is on his biography, but he's always come across to me as somebody that successfully just kind of transitioned into being a normal person. Like he was okay with it.
yeah, pretty much, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The
Like-
only time he comes back is Vanilla Ice, like looking like that,
Yeah.
is as like a parody. That's the
Yeah.
only time he comes back to do
Yeah.
it, which is
Yeah.
funny to me. He parodies
I
himself.
got that from watching like some of the flip stuff he did. Like,
That's what he
he's-
did, and That's My Boy.
Okay.
He pretty
Yeah.
much played himself like a parody version of himself.
All right.
Ready?
And then like Adam Sandler like sleep with Vanilla Ice's mom and that.
I don't
one,
remember.
too.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think they were like they hated each other as adults or something by the like.
No,
And then
they
like,
became
became
buddies
friends again, and I don't know something.
They had the hate towards each other
Yeah.
because Adam Sandler slept with Vanilla Ice's mom.
Yeah,
and
something
then they
like
started
that.
becoming friends again, and then he did it again.
I'm about to add that to my list. What's it called?
That's my boy.
How have I not
It's
heard
pretty
of this?
funny,
Yeah,
actually.
it's
It was
fucking
actually
funny.
one of Adam Sandler's more recent good movies.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually funny.
2012.
Yeah. So I guess it is kind of old yet, yeah.
Isn't it crazy how that gets away from you? Okay. I'll add it to my list.
God damn, that was fucking 12 years
Yeah.
ago. 13 years ago. God damn. Where'd the time go?
You're like, yeah, it just came
does,
out
it
like,
just flies.
oh.
I'm
13
thinking it
years
was
ago.
like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago? Oh, no, it was like 13 years ago. Like, God damn.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting old.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Rapper Vanilla
Anyways, no.
You can hit him if you want to.
looking.
Don't throw my shit.
I would never.
Was
throw
that you
you
getting-
vanilla.
Don't throw my
Did
shit.
she just get big?
Yeah,
Is that what
I
that
wasn't
was?
worried about like you getting hit, just more so don't throw my shit.
Hey, squirrel. Okay.
Not Vegeta.
I thought she was reaching for the mushrooms. Like, all right, I'm gonna hit him myself and just get. She got big to do it.
She starts walking over like,
There's nothing to throw over here.
He was
besides
he
the
was looking at
spatula, but
Vegeta.
I
He's
can't
like, not
show him
Vegeta.
the
Yeah.
cat.
It's right there.
What? Oh, I put it there. I thought it was over here still.
You want the paddle?
No,
No,
if
I'm
you
good.
hand that
Okay.
to him, I'm gonna smack him.
How about you just read?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Rapper Vanilla Ice was born Robert Van Winkle.
I think I knew that.
Yeah, I knew
you
it.
guys, yeah, that's, yeah.
Robert Van Winkle.
How do you become a rap artist with a name like that?
By changing your name
Yeah,
to
by
Vanilla Ice.
changing
What do you
your
go
name.
by? Oh, his name's Robert Van Winkle. Shut up, man.
Shut the
Vanilla
fuck up.
Ice.
It's funny. I was looking at some stuff when we watched Cool as Ice, and apparently he was like a huge motocross like person
That
prior
kind-
to being Vanilla Ice. Like he was like a huge guy in that world. Like he was one of the best ones there was. And some dude's little brother was really into motocross. And when what the fuck was that song that came out that he was really famous for?
Ice
Ice Baby. Yeah, that one. My mind went blank. But yeah, that when that came out and he bought the album and his brother was like looking at it and he was like, "Why do you have Robert Van Winkle on this?" And he was like, "Who?" And he's like, "Yeah, Robert Van Winkle, he's a motocross guy." And he's like, "No, he's a rapper." Like they fought for like ever until they figured out it was the same person.
So that kind of makes me think of Hocus Pocus. My name is Ice.
Ice. My name is Ice.
Ice. Ice.
We were joking
Forgot
about that
about
too.
that, yeah.
Jeremiah said
This
something
is
about
ice.
Yeah.
Jeremiah said something about that, about like getting iced or something in the back of his head, and I was like, I'm not gonna call you that.
I still think he should have got.
It's ice
Fuck.
now.
What's that guy's name?
My name ain't Ernie no more. It's Ice.
Even funnier if you didn't do ice, you just did like solid water.
Or just like three squiggly lines, like, don't you know that's the universal language for water?
What the hell's that guy's name? The guy who wanted to get his hair cut for the wedding.
Oh, something tree.
Oliver Tree.
Oliver Tree. The Oliver Tree haircut.
Yeah, I wanted Jeremiah to get the Oliver Tree haircut.
Jeremiah just needs to grow his hair back out and stop fucking around.
I miss his long hair, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. Bowl cut with the mullet.
Was born. Robert Vanilla Ice was born. Rapper Vanilla Ice was born. Robert Van Winkle on October 31st, 1967. Some sources say 1968. Okay.
That's the first time that's been a thing. Like, they didn't know exactly when he was born.
He might actually be Austrian too.
Yeah.
Like,
In Miami, Florida. Ooh, Miami. At least
He
it's
might
not
be a time
Jacksonville.
traveler.
The son of a music teacher, Vanilla Ice grew up in South Florida and Texas. Music, however, was not his first passion. Around the age of 8, Vanilla Ice began participating in motocross races. He also became interested in breakdancing in his early teens. He attended R.L. Turner High School in
that's like the
Carmel,
biggest tool
Texas.
ever. What a douche.
But
You ever
I want to
Hey,
break
back in-
dance, do motocross. I want to be a rapper.
You ever
Back
see?
then, that was kind of the thing.
You ever see the girl that says hip hop is life, and she's like talking about how she's does like shows everybody how to
Wasn't she on the Olympics?
No, she shows.
Oh, you're talking about the white lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's funny as fuck because she's like the whitest white.
Yeah,
lady.
she's like hip hop is life, and this
she's like your your fifth grade science teacher.
Yeah,
and then she's like, I'm going to show you how to do hip hop.
Yeah,
like, how do you do hip hop?
First of all, nobody says it like that. Let me teach you how to say it first.
Sorry,
but he left before graduation. At first, Vanilla Ice was better known for his dance moves. Everybody knew him for his feet. He would demolish other dancers. Earthquake, Floyd Brown,
what a word.
One of the songwriters who worked with Vanilla Ice, explained to the New York Times. He frequented a Dallas nightclub called City Lights, which had a largely African-American clientele. There, Vanilla Ice caught the attention of the club's owner, Tommy Kwan, who became his manager. Ice Ice Baby. In 1989, Vanilla Ice released his first album, Hooked, which featured a song called Ice Ice Baby. His catchy rap used the bass line from David Bowie, and Queen's hit single, Under Pressure.
Now, hold on. They went to court over that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, he didn't admit it freely at first. Remember his like dum 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 dum. So it was totally different.
Yeah, yeah. He said this beat and they ended up throwing it out because of that reason, which is fucking bullshit. Because he blatantly took it.
If Robin Thicke gets pulled into court and loses over blurred lines, he sure as fuck should have lost.
Oh, for
over
sure,
Ice
dude.
Ice Baby.
He should have lost over Ice Ice Baby. Like that is he completely ripped off that beat.
Because to me, Robin Thicke's comparison between that and that Marvin Gaye song is like saying we both wrote a haunted house story, and then I come at you for plagiarism.
Right.
Like that's what Robin Thicke's thing is. His is blatant.
Yeah, his is like it's there.
Yeah,
it's evidence.
Like it's on his album. I had to listen to that Marvin Gaye song like 4 or 5 times before I heard the same beat.
I don't know how he got out of that one. I just assumed that their lawyer had they had more money than their other lawyer. I don't know.
There's a lot of songs nowadays that you listen.
Well, yeah, but now they get copyright. Yeah, you know what I mean, and yeah, because nobody can come up with their own beats anymore.
Yep.
After a Georgia radio station started playing the song,
about doing it legally, I guess is the difference.
Yeah.
Interest in Vanilla Ice grew, and he landed a deal with SBK Records, Ice Ice Baby. Then appeared on his first record for SBK 1990's To the Extreme, and both the single and the album reached the top of the charts later that year.
Has anybody ever actually listened to that album?
I've only ever heard Ice Ice Baby.
Me neither. I've never listened to that.
That's part of the...
I know 2 of his songs. Soundtrack. That one, Ninja Rap, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's the only 2 of his songs that I know.
Mm-hmm, me too.
But yet he managed to stay relevant for fucking almost 40 years.
I think that's more our fault than his. I think
100% our fault.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we keep bringing him back, you know what I mean? But most people, and especially him, he's been happy to just kind of fade.
Well, Digital Underground had more hits than him, and you never hear from them. And they were better even.
Well, I think it's the over-the-topness. We all remember, he made a movie, Cool as Ice, and he was, a dancer and a break dancer and a motocross guy.
They had Tupac.
Like you said, we remember the douchey
They
part.
had Tupac.
Yeah, but we remember him for being a douche. We remember him for being over-the-top, and it's hard to forget that, right? It's kind of
It's also hard to forget whenever Jim Carrey played him on... Yeah, parodied it on In Living Color, because that shit
Informer was better, though.
Huh?
Informer was better. When he did was it Snow? Informer? You remember that?
Mm-mm.
Watch Jim Carrey doing that one.
Okay.
That shit's funny.
Fire Marshal Bill is the best.
Oh, God.
I love Fire Marshal Bill.
But yeah, it's kind of the same reason that you will call and complain, right? You'll call and complain for X reason. But if they do it right, you're not going to call and be like, hey, good job.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why we remember Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, well... Hey, he's doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem like a bad dude, though.
No, he's not. That's the point.
He seems like a really nice guy.
We're the ones that keep bringing it back and pushing it in his face, and he's like, I would rather forget.
Yeah.
You know?
He seems like a super nice guy, though. Anything I've ever seen him on, he he seems like a pretty cool.
That's
dude.
all I've ever gathered.
Yeah.
Like when you hear people talk about him. Anyway,
So, whatever. You go, white boy.
mm-hmm.
He toured with another popular rap performer, MC Hammer, around this time. Before long,
Another one-hit wonder.
Vanilla Ice became a pop idol with his likeness on a variety of products. He made a cameo appearance in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, 1991. Shout out.
What?
That same year, his second single, Play That Funky Music. Oh, that one too.
Play that? No.
No, he sampled that too.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
But I think he paid for it that time.
Like, why, boy? That was fuck. Who was it that sang that original song?
Shit.
Play that funky music.
It was
right?
God damn it! It's the guy that had all them damn STDs.
Jesus.
Didn't he also do Brick House?
Yeah.
She's on
Brick
break.
House. She's mighty.
Just letting it all hang out.
God damn it!
Whitest fucking people trying to sing that too.
Yeah, right. Every time I hear Play That Funky Music, white boy, every time I hear that, I always think of Evolution.
Me too, dude. That's what I was going to say.
I always think of Evolution.
I always see what's his face banging his hand on the side.
Yeah.
Like, yep.
I always think of Evolution.
I fucking love that movie.
Great, dude.
Fucking love that movie.
Reached the number 4 spot on the pop charts. The song borrowed its title and some of its content from Wild Cherry's 1976 hit.
I think we should just pick Evolution for next week. That's my opinion.
I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
After spending 16 weeks at the top of the album charts, To the Extreme sold more than 7 million copies. Career decline. During interviews and in his official biography...
It's a rapid career decline.
Ice by Ice, 1991, Vanilla Ice discussed his difficult youth and his time on the streets. He also indicated that he had won numerous motocross events.
Time on the streets? Were you slinging fucking crack or something, dude?
No, he was probably, walking home.
Walking home.
You guys. As the press investigated these stories, it turned out that many of these claims were exaggerations of the facts or completely false.
Yeah, makes sense.
Vanilla Ice later tried to blame his manager for these errors and also said that he changed some of the information about himself to protect his family. Whatever the case, Vanilla Ice's credibility and career took a serious hit over the controversy.
I did hear that he had a major issue with some of the rappers back then, and even to the point that he was being threatened. Like,
well, I'm
with
sure
his life.
you've got a hell of an ego at that point, right? Like,
right.
I mean, that happened overnight for him.
I'm thinking it was like, who was, like Suge Knight or some shit. Somebody was like literally threatening him.
Technically, didn't Suge Knight not get along with anyone?
That's true. But I was told that somebody came into Vanilla Ice's home.
Oh, yeah.
And like was like, I'll fucking kill you.
Just like, Tupac maybe like got shot.
No, he definitely
got shot.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is it like, I wouldn't put it past.
Right.
They're saying that
people.
Well, they're saying that Diddy had something to do with that. So
he might
again,
have.
I wouldn't. He was
him
Suge
and
Knight's
Suge
butt
Knight,
buddy.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you call it? Pieces of shit. Hang out with pieces of shit.
Yeah.
So
turds usually come out of the same butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vanilla Ice also received a lot of negative comments from critics. Many found Vanilla Ice's lyrics to be inane and lacking in creativity and originality. Some called him the Elvis of rap because he was capitalizing on a predominantly African-American music style. At the time...
Okay, I can see the comparison because he was also like a marketing genius up to a certain point. So was Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently I was wrong. No, it's Wild Cherry. I was thinking it was Rick James.
I just said that, girl.
Rick James, bitch.
Nope, it's Wild Cherry that plays that song.
Okay.
I just said that.
Well, then I would definitely wouldn't have got that right.
It was Suge Knight.
Dude, Rick James,
Weird.
Super Freak. I love that song so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Such
it's
a
true
good
or not. There's a video about whether or not it's true.
Drug.
It says that Vanilla Ice recounts a story of being threatened by Suge Knight in his hotel room, and I guess he hung him over a balcony
Jesus.
and threatened him. So I had heard about that. I thought it was Suge Knight, and he threatened him or some shit. It had something to do with like, I don't remember exactly what it even had to do with, to be honest. Anyway, go ahead. I really don't care that much. You're alive. Suge Knight's in prison, so
Yeah.
you'd be all right.
I don't think he's getting out.
No, he's definitely not getting out.
Good.
Mm-hmm. At the time, more socially and politically challenging rap acts such as Public Enemy were having a hard time getting played on the radio, while pop-oriented rap like Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer dominated the charts. Taking his first lead acting role, Vanilla Ice starred in Cool as Ice, 1991. The film was a commercial and critical failure, taking in less than $1 million at the box office. In another sign of his fading appeal, Vanilla Ice scored only a minor hit with the film's soundtrack and its title song. At the height of his fame, the rapper had a brief relationship with pop star Madonna and even posed for her 1992 controversial book, Sex. But as his career declined, Vanilla Ice began using hard drugs and experienced bouts of depression. Well, that's what happens whenever you take drugs. Don't do drugs.
I would think it was more so the decline. Like, you get so used to being, like, famous, and then you get addicted to being famous.
Like
it's such a fleeting thing.
Like the Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Only some of these people get so fixated on being famous, and they're so used to it, all the fame and fortune and publicity, and when it goes away, they think that they've officially failed at life and they're like worthless pieces of shit.
I mean, think about it like this.
Yeah, but not to that extent, though. Like, I mean, he was a lesser extent than probably what he went through.
But think about it like this, okay? You work hard your whole life to achieve this goal, right? You finally do, and then you can't keep it. Like, you can't stay there. So you're back down to where you were before you achieved the goal, right? Which is bad enough for anyone. But it's even worse when it's in the public eye. And as an added bonus...
Yeah, you get scrutinized.
Yeah, you've got people like Paris Hilton out there that are famous for doing fucking nothing. And they're still relevant today.
What does Paris... I know his
That's
name,
my point.
But what does he do?
That's my point.
Paris Hilton? That's a woman, for one.
Oh.
Her father owned Hilton Hotel. The Hilton Hotels.
The Hilton Hotels.
What has she done?
She was just a rich bitch.
She's famous for being stupid. Like, she's
what
famous
was that girl's name?
Guy Ritchie's daughter?
Yeah, Guy Ritchie's
Nicole
daughter.
Richie.
Nicole Richie. They were best friends. They had that fucking reality show.
They got to live the rich life and showing what the rich life was.
No, the simple life. They went to, like, farms and shit.
They went to farms and worked on a farm for this fucking show, which they weren't actually doing.
Well, not to mention, like, they would do things on purpose. Like, one of them was like, what's Walmart?
Yeah.
Like,
come on. Like, Paris Hilton even, like, had, she would say, that's hot. Yeah. And, like, she even had that shit, like, trademarked.
Yeah, she tried to.
She tried to.
They couldn't.
And they were like, no, we're not going to trademark.
But my point is that when you're somebody that hinges your entire worth on being famous, it takes a long time to get back to normal, to say, like, you know what, I'm okay without it.
Yeah.
And he's one of the few that I feel like has transitioned well into regular life, you know, and handles it well.
Probably because he wasn't famous as long as a lot of people were before that transition.
I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that are like one-hit wonders that go like in bad
but
places.
I'm saying a lot of them though.
Yeah.
Like he was one of those guys that's like, it's all good because I wasn't famous that long. It's not that big of a deal. Whereas some of these people who were like on the top for so long, I don't know.
I feel like his personality would make it worse for someone like him.
Maybe, but like I said, maybe he's more of a down-to-earth guy than we think.
I would think now. Yeah. But I think back then he was so full of himself that I'm sure that was really hard.
That's probably true.
And now...
I mean, look at that jawline. I mean, that dude's got a solid jawline.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying... I guess in my mind, I get a little bit shitty in my own head thinking like, so we got the Kardashians, and then Vanilla Ice can't stay relevant? Like, somebody who's got like some legit talent as far as like being able to dance... in the motocross. Like, the man has talent. Let's be real. He's got talent.
100%.
And then you've got assholes that are famous for showing their asses all
I think
the
he should have stuck with his metal band.
Yeah, I mean... stick
with your metal band, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you guys... The cover of Ice Ice Baby was fucking fantastic. It was better than the rap version.
Oh, well, yeah. That's obvious.
Wasn't that hard to do, though, either.
No.
Alright, comeback attempts. He tries to revamp his image with 1994's Mind Blowin', taking on a funk-influenced rap style. Fans and critics were not impressed, and the album failed to make the music charts.
I've never heard that.
In July,
I might have to check that out.
in July 1994, after receiving a flurry of negative reviews, he tried to commit suicide by a drug overdose. He was shaken by this near-death experience and stepped away from his Vanilla Ice persona for a time. Returning to extreme sports, the rapper started jet skiing competitively using his real name. In 1996, he even opened a sporting goods store called To the Extreme in Miami Beach. In 1998, Vanilla Ice ended his self-imposed exile with the music scene from Hard to Swallow. He called the album My Much Needed Therapy Session and even included a song about his troubled childhood called Scars. Working with producer Ross Robinson of Limp Bizkit and Korn fame, Vanilla Ice moved toward a more hardcore rock style. The new sound is much harder and darker because of the issues I'm writing about, Vanilla Ice wrote on his website.
It wasn't bad, though. That's the sad part. Like, it sounded good.
Well, that's my point. The guy has got talent.
Yeah. Like, he was a better rock artist than I think he was a fucking rap artist. If he would have stuck to it, and if he would have let, like, that producer, like, guide him, he probably could have at least had, like, a few good hits.
Well, and, you know, I mean, when he blamed his, what was it, his manager or whatever, about telling the lies and stuff, I have absolutely no doubt that happened.
Right.
That the manager was like, you need to, you know, pump up this whatever. Now, where he went wrong was doing it, right? He should have just stuck with who he was.
Right.
But that was the scene back then. 90s rap, like he was the person, like he was 90s rap, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's hard for him, I guess, to shake that, but I think I agree with you. The man's got talent, he should have kept moving.
I mean, but it's cool, you know, as long as he's happy now.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
Despite lukewarm reviews, Vanilla Ice persevered with his music career. His next two efforts, 2001's Bipolar and 2003's Hot Sex, came and went with little notice or fanfare. He did, however, find an audience on television, appearing in several reality shows. In March 2002, Vanilla Ice took on Todd Bridges from the sitcom Different Strokes on Celebrity Boxing. Bridges defeated Vanilla Ice in 3 rounds. Vanilla Ice moved in with a group of other B-list stars for the second season of The Surreal Life in 2004.
That's when you know you've hit rock bottom as a star. Like, whenever you're in, like, that Big Brother Superstar Stars edition or whatever, or something like that, like, yeah, that's...
And they've got all these, like, B-rated celebrities.
Like, I remember, like, the lady who played the Russian lady from Rocky IV was in there, and China from wrestling was in there.
Flavor Flav.
Is that what her name is? Yeah, Flavor Flav. No, Flavor Flav had his own show.
Yeah, Flavor of Love.
Flavor of Love.
And that's when he brought in the Russian chick.
Huh?
He brought in that Russian chick from Rocky IV.
Why would he do that?
Him and her had a relationship.
That's fucking weird. Yeah, her.
Yeah, that's Bridget Nielsen.
Oof.
Yeah, Bridget Nielsen and Flavor Flav had a relationship.
I didn't know. That's
Dude,
weird.
that guy is the epitome of a human turd.
Really?
I'm not
serious.
kidding. Like, I mean, seriously, he looks like a burnt turd.
He does. He's not a. He doesn't even come off as a good person.
No,
Like, he seems like a terrible fucking person.
that's a terrible thing for me to say, and I apologize. But
Sad
like,
part
that's...
is some people would vote his ass into office. Like,
God, oh, he was just a hype man, though. Like,
Yeah,
he
he really
again,
was.
somebody that has no talent
mhm.
and is famous for just going,
doing nothing. Yeah, doing nothing.
I can do that too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
For about
Look
2
that up,
weeks,
how they met.
good luck.
For about
Well, you
2
probably find
weeks,
it.
he had his every move filmed as he lived with the likes of adult film star Ron Jeremy and former televangelist.
Televangelist.
I didn't realize that was a word. Televangelist.
It's a TV preacher.
Oh, Tammy Faye Mesner.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, she's a piece.
Yeah, so is Ron Jeremy.
I would say though, I mean, Ron Jeremy lives his sin in the public eye.
Yeah,
Whereas
but
you
Ron,
got Tammy Faye over here going, "Don't do that."
So
yeah, but Ron Jeremy came.
I don't know if she ever did coke. I'm just
Well, I'm saying like Ron Jeremy was like they found out he was like essaying girls and stuff like that.
Yeah, no,
so,
I don't disagree with that. I'm
fuck
saying
that guy.
I'm saying
Yeah.
you knew what you were getting into with Ron Jeremy. You
So-
knew what kind of person you were getting involved with, whereas Tammy Faye wanted to act like she was holier than thou, you know.
So the two I was just saying, Flavor Flav and Bridget Nielsen, they met on a reality TV show, The Surreal Life of 2004.
Oh, and then they just went on to give him his own show after that?
Probably.
Oh my god. Whatever.
Around this time, Vanilla Ice also returned to the world of motocross. He auditioned for the 2002 X Games in the freestyle division and placed 7th at the 2003 Suzuki Crossover Challenge, according to Sports Illustrated. He told the magazine that the track is where I'm happiest. Recent work. Vanilla Ice, once described as one of the most ridiculed performers of all time, did not abandon his music. In 2005, reality television helped boost his next album, Platinum Underground. He appeared on an episode of Hit Me Baby One More Time, which had former pop stars competing against each other for the program. He sang Ice Ice Baby, as well as his take on Destiny's Child big hit Survivor. More recently, Vanilla Ice has been revisiting some of his great songs of the past, including his own Ice Ice Baby. His latest record, 2008's Ice Is Back, hip-hop classics, featured cover songs by such artists as Bob Marley, Public Enemy, and Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill. In 2000,
Cypress Hill? Cypress Hill.
In 2009, Vanilla Ice gave a concert with fellow 1990s rap pop star MC Hammer in Salt Lake City, Utah, and the two planned to appear together again. While he has never recaptured the stellar success of his early career, Vanilla Ice continues to record new material and to tour. Today he says that the music is for myself, not to be rich or famous. In August 2016, Vanilla Ice announced he would be part of Season 23's cast of Dancing with the Stars. Vanilla Ice now lives in Florida with his wife Laura and their 2 daughters.
I'm telling you right now, if I ever got famous and then my star fell, you would never hear from me.
Yeah, you'd never hear from me again. Like if Dancing with Stars called me up and said, "Hey, do you want to do Dancing with Stars?" Like, no.
Because
that's like clinging to fame. That's all you're doing.
Well, and like what person you ever see on Dancing in this? Well, not necessarily that, because there are some relevant celebs that get on there and do that sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna go on like the Surreal Life, and like what comes out of that, people ridicule you. They don't. You don't get like record deals doing that.
They're looking at you like, "Yep, that's the bottom of the barrel there." You know what I mean? That's what they see it as. Mm-hmm. A bunch of like has-beens living together in a house.
What would be great though is if you see a celebrity that goes on there. And they're like, oh, what are you doing here? What they said they'd pay me like a shit ton of money. I don't know about you guys, but like, I'll take a shit ton of money.
Yeah, I'm here to get paid.
Yeah, like that would be acceptable to me to see like Vanilla Ice be like, I'm here to get paid.
Just making money. Anyway, favorite Vanilla Ice thing.
Cool as ice.
Cool as
Dude,
ice.
that shit was rough.
Yeah, it's rough.
Oof.
He's not a good actor.
But he did get on his bike really cool.
And then he probably, I don't even know if he was really riding it, doing all them wheelies and shit.
Yeah, he did his own stunts.
I believe if they would show it as his face.
Have you seen that movie?
I've seen bits and pieces.
Dude, it's fucking wild. It's so cringe. It is like the cringiest thing I've ever seen in my life. And that is the only entertainment value you're getting. Is it like nothing makes sense. Like it's like they took this great storyline of this family that's in Witsec and then went, oh, but Vanilla Ice needs a vehicle for his movie. Just throw him in there. Yeah, like literally, it's about a witness protection family that gets found out. And then, like, you know what? Honestly, I don't even know if they finished that line or that storyline. I was so focused on the train wreck.
There's like an open plot at the end. Like, wait, so what happened? Doesn't matter. They're in love.
Exactly.
They're in love. They ride away at the end of the movie on their bike.
Oh wait, no, yeah, the one guy. Yeah, I think they did finish it out, but it was like it starts out with this, and then that's an afterthought the rest of the movie because it's focused on this, and it's like, but I want to get back to the witness protection.
Yeah, that stuff seemed more interesting.
Yeah,
it's like The Witness.
Yeah, it was like what movie did I use to describe it? It was like, oh, later they came back and were like, yeah, we're gonna make the movie right this time. and leave out the storyline. God, what movie was that? I don't remember, but it's Cool as Ice for me.
All right.
That's my boy.
That's my boy. What about you?
The turtle rap.
Turtle rap. She didn't sound very happy on the turtle rap.
If I gotta pick something.
I mean, if I gotta choose a project that he was involved mostly with, I mean, the Ninja Turtle movie is great and all, but he does a song in it. And I'm gonna go with That's My
That's
Boy.
why I said
Yeah,
the
I mean,
song and not
that's-
the movie.
Yeah, if you watch That's My Boy, I guarantee you would love that movie.
Probably.
Yeah.
I love
it's
Andy
great.
Samberg.
I've seen it.
Yeah, and he's not. He only makes like a couple of cameo appearances in the movie.
Andy Samberg?
But he does
yeah.
a good job with it.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, he was
I
very good.
highly encourage everybody should watch Cool as Ice.
And we highly encourage you to watch That's My Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I was blown away that one of the title cards or whatever on there says, how do you melt a heart of stone? And something about using ice. And I'm like, you don't melt stone. Like,
Didn't he get his son's
ever.
a back tattoo when he was like a baby?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Got him tattooed as a baby or some
Yeah,
shit.
it was like a person's face.
Yeah, and then as he got older, it
It
like
just fucking morphed.
stretched out and morphed.
That's amazing.
Andy Samberg is the kid.
No.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right, we're gonna move on then. Oh man. All right. Well,
You
let's go. ahead and-
tattooed a baby.
You tattooed a baby. All right.
Yeah, but it was cool, wasn't it?
Let's talk about the movie.
Yeah, until he hit 6 months and it started looking a little weird.
Shit. Try him in his 30s.
Yeah, no shit.
All right. This week we watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. Karen.
The Turtles and the Shredder battle once again, this time for the last canister of the ooze that created the Turtles, which Shredder wants to create an army of new mutants. Brian Tochi is Leonardo, Lori Fasso is Raphael, Robbie Rist, Michelangelo, Adam Carls, Donatello, Paige Churko played April O'Neil. I mean, I could keep going, but why?
Kevin Nash plays Super Shredder.
Who plays as Kino?
That's Ern.
Something Del Reyes.
I'm still going through all the Donatellos and the
Yeah, all their voices and shit.
yeah. Ernie Reyes Jr. is
Yeah, Ernie
Kino.
Reyes
Yeah.
Jr. I thought about doing him, and if we were going to do him, I was going to say The Rundown was my favorite movie of his. Because he beats the fuck out of The Rock in that movie. It's fucking hilarious. Anyway, would you recommend, Madison?
Duh. I just recommended it like a month ago. We all watched it.
She said, duh.
I would say of all the Ninja Turtles movies, this is the most popular. If you haven't seen this movie, you definitely need to. It's great for the kids. It's great for the family. It's fun. It's not like the first one where it's like it's got that darker tone. This one actually is just fun. It's a fun movie to watch. There's nothing dark about it. It's just a goofy, fun movie with, honestly, the best martial arts scene in the whole movie is during the ninja rap scene. Because other than that, they don't really do anything else.
There was a reason for that.
Well, I also see it as like the movie doesn't do that because you're not there for so much the martial arts and the fighting as you are to see the Ninja Turtles. That's it.
One was the outcry from the first one about it being too violent
Right.
compared to what parents were expecting because of the cartoon.
Right.
So that was part of it. And the other part was they had upgraded the helmets, or not the helmets, but the masks. So you remember in the first one, they couldn't see out of them. They couldn't, like,
Yeah.
or they could see out of them, but they couldn't, like, the movements and the talking had to be done outside of the helmet. Well, they upgraded them. And so the movements that, like, when they would talk or when, like, it was actually the actor moving it in the mask.
Okay.
Like, they could do those movements now, but they lost the ability to see.
Oh.
So every time they would fight, like the foot soldiers, if you go back and watch it, because I did a couple of scenes just because I wanted to see this in action because I didn't pay attention to it on the movie. If you go back and watch it, the fight scenes, the foot soldiers or the bad guys will walk into their
Line of sight.
no, not in their line of sight. They couldn't see. Literally, they would walk into their punches or their kicks. So like the turtles would just be wildly flailing and kicking, and the bad guys had to walk into it.
That's a good way to get hit.
That's the point.
Okay, well, I feel like nowadays would be a great time to do something like this because with what we have now, with animatronics and everything.
You're gonna ruin it. The power of the 90s.
They did it already, and they fucked it up, so
When?
The other one, the Michael Bay one.
No. I'm talking about...
I know you're talking about animatronics, but nowadays they're not going to do it. They're going to do it the way that Michael Bay did it.
No, they won't.
No?
Because of the outcry from fans. People are like, we want that back.
That's why it's not been done, because it's
Probably
too expensive.
not. But if they did it and they did it right, I guarantee you that would be a multi-million-dollar franchise.
I am not disagreeing with you.
It would work. Just do it right. Honestly, you could do it better than the original movies. The original movies are good, but they're not fucking great. They're just good because they're nostalgic. If you did it better, if you could go back and redo that and do it better, dude, you got a fucking $1 billion franchise right there.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
Yeah.
I was entertained the whole time.
You have to get back to practicality, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like the CGI is getting ridiculous, and it's starting to even look fake. So
100%.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, of course
That's
I'd
another
recommend.
thing about Once Upon a Time, dude. The CGI is so bad. So is the green.
Yeah, but
screen.
that's a television show. I'm talking about like big, huge, multi-million-dollar budgets on movies. Like fucking name any fucking Marvel movie, and the CG is fucking terrible. They're all terrible. You can tell they're CG fucking nightmares.
Dude, we watched Flight Plan, whatever that movie is, the Mel Gibson movie with. Mark
Yeah, I
Wahlberg.
haven't watched it yet.
Okay, I'll warn you then. The movie is good. Like, the story and, like, all of that is good.
Yeah.
It's your typical fare, your typical kind of thriller fare, and it's very good. But I will warn you now, whenever they use CGI, it is distractingly bad.
Yeah.
Because the movie
the
movie is so good, the caliber of it, I guess is what I'm saying. You wouldn't expect that bad of CGI.
But what about Mark Wahlberg's baldness? Like, can you get past it?
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Well, but what I'm saying though is that like
it was apparently Mark Wahlberg's idea too.
Well, the plot
Maybe
and everything.
Maybe just put one little strand of hair just right there.
The plot and everything is really good, and for the caliber of movie it is, like when the CGI came on the first time, I thought it was part of like the presented by Paramount or what I'm saying, like it was one of the many different intros for this movie production company. And when it came on, and I'm like, no, we're getting into it. This is the movie. Like, it was distractingly bad CGI for the caliber of film it is.
Are they just getting lazier with this shit, or?
Like, it literally, like, I think there was like a bear, and it looked like something I would draw.
Well, think about it like this. I just recently realized this. Starship Troopers came out in 97? 96 or 97?
Yeah, I want to say.
And the CG in that movie looks just as good as the CG now. And that movie isn't even like a fucking multi-billion-dollar fucking movie. It's just
97.
Yeah, and like you could go back and watch that movie, and you're gonna be like, yeah, the CG honestly isn't that. But they use both CG and practical effects in the movie. But like Verhoeven was literally running around with like shit going, rah, acting like a bug for
That's
people.
That's why a lot of times you don't see the whole bug. You'll see just legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't care. I was convinced the legs or the bugs are real.
Oh, the fucking movie's great. It'll always hold up.
It is literally one of my favorite movies.
I love that fucking movie. Every time I watch it, it gets better.
Mm-hmm. Please don't remake it. Please don't.
I think they're in the
they
talks
are.
Of, yeah.
Remember we talked about it on
that's right.
the Discord.
Yeah.
They barely got it right the first time. Can we just?
Don't
they
do
didn't even get it right compared to the books, but like
fuck them books.
The satire and all of that stuff is so well done in that, but they barely it didn't do well commercially, and
the way they do the commentary.
Yeah, they barely got the point across the first time.
Yeah,
they're going to fuck it up this time.
No, they're totally gonna fuck it up. It's not gonna be good.
Anyway, so yeah, I was entertained the whole time. I do think I prefer the first one.
The first one's always been my favorite.
Really, from my perspective, the only one that this one does better is a coherent feel throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like the only difference with the first one is that you have those jarring moments where you're like having fun, and then oh god, Raphael's dying.
I think for me it's the lighting. I like the lighting in this one more because the first one's so dark at times that you could barely see things in the movie. Like a lot of the scenes in the sewer layer, all that stuff. In this one, everything is so well lit. Everything looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Even the big animatronic monsters I mean, obviously you know they're people in suits, but they still look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it looks good.
I don't know. I like that
that
violence.
more, though.
Yeah, I like the violence and the grittiness
I do
in the
too.
first
I
one.
want. Yeah.
I like what they did in the first one, keeping it more in tune with the comics versus the movies, and not caving to that commercial success, right? So I think I like the first one better, but I did like this one too. I would tell people they should watch it.
I still like this one too.
Yeah.
I like the first one more, but yeah, I would still watch this one again.
I do like this April better.
Yeah.
She's not as tough as Nails for me as
The first one.
As Catherine Hogue was her name.
Yeah, but I feel like I felt like the relationship between her and the Turtles was more genuine in this one.
That's because she's supposed to be acting like she's known them for a while now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though.
She
Like in the
only
first
just
one,
met
it
them.
seemed like
I think she gives more
was
of a.
forced. Like, it
she
was a
looks
forced
more like
license.
April.
yeah.
I think she's okay. I don't think she really comes into her own as April until the third movie, which
And
is
that
sad
movie, yeah.
because
Yeah.
that movie sucks. I mean,
I like the
I don't
third
want to say
one.
it sucks.
I like the third
It's
one.
not what people
Is
wanted.
that the same April actress?
Yeah,
Yeah, for the third one.
she just has short hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought she did great. I thought she was great in the. I liked her more in the third one than I did in this one. But she also gets a lot more screen time in the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't care. I don't know. I don't like Miss Hogue as
I think the third one.
April.
She's okay.
It just comes off cold to me.
I think the
Yeah.
third one has more
I feel like she's
commentary
more
from
warm.
the Turtles.
I think the third one is good in a lot of different ways, mostly because I love Japan and I love the old samurai stuff. I just think it's great because like it takes you somewhere else other than the Shredder. But we'll talk about that whenever we get to
Yeah.
the third movie.
I just like
It has its good qualities. I don't like the Turtles' appearance as much in the third one. They look weird in the third one to me.
They're
compared
supposed to look older.
They just look weird. They look like their eyes look weird. They look weird. They have more spots.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't know why. I don't care for them as much.
I don't know if I've ever seen the third one.
Really?
I had never seen the second one. I seen the first one.
It's
I
good.
remember
It's got a
watching the
really
first and
cool
second
premise.
one all the time.
They take more of a sci-fi approach
Yeah.
to it, you know, like the comic books and the cartoons.
I think I remember trying to watch it,
And
but
they had
like
more
I
of
would
a-
lose interest and like walk away from it.
And they have more like I want to say more maturity comedy in sense.
In some sense, yeah. But I mean, going from the first one and the second one into the third one, I was just kind of like, you know, like those first two movies are fantastic. They had the Shredder, and I think that's what a lot of it was for people with the third one was, well, the Shredder's not in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no big like monstrous baddies or anything like there was in the second one, you know, and things like that. But I'm like, yeah, but like they had back in time.
They had Don King.
I'm sorry. I like Kino and all, but I miss Casey Jones.
Casey Jones.
Yeah.
in the
Casey
third
Jones
one?
is in the third one.
I know he's in the third
Yeah,
one. I'm just
no.
saying, like, I missed him in the second one.
I did too. Yeah, I agree.
He was always one of my
Is-
favorites.
Does he have a different actor too?
No,
No,
not the
he's the
third
same
one.
actor.
Same guy.
Okay.
Yep, he's the same guy.
So,
Elias
yeah, I don't
Coates.
think I've ever seen the third one.
We'll see it. We'll get
Yeah,
there.
we'll watch it. You say yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get into this movie and start reading it. I don't think it's super long. Go ahead, Madison. Start reading.
TMNT, Secret of the Ooze. Following the Shredder's defeat at the hands of the Ninja Turtles, the four live with their news reporter friend April O'Neil while they look for a new home, afraid the Foot will attack them if they return to the sewer. On a night out, they encounter a pizza delivery boy named Kino fighting a band of robbers and intervene on his behalf. Meanwhile, the Foot Clan has retreated to a large junkyard where the Shredder's second-in-command, Tatsu, declares himself their leader. However, he relinquishes command when the Shredder returns, having survived his encounter with the Turtles and Splinter and now desiring revenge.
I have an issue with this because they start off with the Turtles and they're living with April in her new apartment and all these things, and they make it seem like some time has passed. But then cut to the junkyard, and here comes, these other, like,
It's like-
oh
it's
man,
like
like
the
it
same
just
night.
happened like
Like-
that same night.
Yeah.
And then like out comes like the Shredder, like he just came from the junkyard and all this, that, and like I'm like, so what's the time gap here?
So
Like,
I feel
I
like
don't understand.
if they were going for a time gap, they didn't do a very good job presenting it.
No, they should have started out with the Shredder.
That's what I was saying.
Know
They
what I mean?
should have started with the Shredder scene.
Yeah.
And then went to the Turtles.
And then said, I don't know, 4 months later or something, or 2 months later.
Exactly. Because I took it like you. I thought that there was maybe some kind of gapped timeline that we were supposed to just assume. Whereas they didn't do a very good job of.
Yeah, because she's got a brand new apartment, fully furnished, everything. She's got a nice job and blah blah blah. And the Turtles look like she acts like they've been living there for a while because she's used to picking up their stuff.
But then the Foot Clan looks like they were just beat up.
Yeah, but then the
like
Foot Clan shows up like they just got there that very night.
Because the one guy even says he was like, "Where is everybody else?" Like they knew the junkyard was our
they knew the junkyard.
And then Tatsu's like, "I'm your new leader."
Hey, I'll tell you what though, I had to be proud of him when he walks in and he starts just beating the shit out of objects rather than children.
Yeah,
he's grown as a person.
He's grown.
Yeah.
Apparently, Casey Jones taught him a lesson.
Yeah. And the other thing I found funny was when Kino shows up at the very first scene. It cracked me up because these guys have all got those pantyhose over their head, right? And the first thing they do is like, oh, let's wear masks just in case trouble comes along.
Yeah,
who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you?
Like I couldn't see you through my pantyhose mask.
Yeah, and see,
what?
I thought the exact same thing. When it was like, why did he take it off? It defeats the purpose.
Like as soon as he pulled it, I'm like, what are you doing?
He's like, who are you? Night security? Like, yeah, dude, you live down the street from me. Your name's Josh.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, Joe. I thought.
Yeah. How's your mom doing? You know what I mean? Like you pull a Mark Wahlberg, say hi to your mother. You know what I mean?
Say hi to your mother.
Yeah, so that's why I thought you were going to do Ernie Reyes Jr. because he played Donatello in the first movie. So that's why I thought, I was like, well, he's probably going to pick Ernie Reyes Jr. for the...
Yeah, I was going to, but I really couldn't find much on his history and things like that, other than where he was born. And they touch a little bit on his martial arts stuff, but other than that, they don't really say much about him. So
really,
because he's not. You got to understand, like people don't understand. I would love to do some of these lesser known people, but it's so hard to find anything on them because they're not popular, so they're not followed by the media. Mm-hmm. They're not followed. We don't get a lot of news from them. They don't put out a lot of their own personal information.
Which, I mean, good for them.
Yeah,
I mean, good for them. But like I said, this is why we can only do more famous or popular people.
We would prefer to do the lesser known, just give them a little bit of,
credibility. Yeah, some credibility.
But if you can't find the information, that's just all there is to it.
Yeah, I mean, I could have done Ernie Reyes Jr., but it would have been like 5 minutes long and...
Born, did 3 things, and we don't know where he is now.
Like he did Surf Ninjas, this, and The Rundown.
Surf Ninjas.
Surf Ninjas. I'm going with The Rundown all day.
I agree. I'm just saying, like, that's what
he beats the ever-living shit out of The Rock, and it's hilarious. I love that whole scene. That's my favorite scene of that movie.
Another part that kind of cracked me the hell up, and I don't remember where it was at exactly in the movie, but you know how Splinter talks? He's always got, like, he says something, and then there's a pause, and then there's, like, more. When they couldn't find him for, like, a brief second, they're like, where's Splinter? And he, like, shows up in the window, and he's like, coming to a conclusion. I'm like, there's got to be more to that sentence. I had a 12-year-old boy moment when
where's
he said,
Splinter? Coming.
And I was like,
to a conclusion.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
My first
scared me for a second.
Like you just came from upstairs. That's probably April's room up there. What were you doing?
Dude, my first thought. Have you ever watched those videos on TikTok where they cut like scenes in movies and TV shows off just right to where it sounds like they're about to say something absolutely diabolical?
Well, you wouldn't even have to with Splinter. You just pause. Like, he left plenty of room.
And then you just pause on his face like.
Maybe he really likes conclusions. I mean,
CGI, he concluded.
CGI pair of April's underwear in his hand.
Yeah, he concluded all over April's room. Like, do not go up there.
Okay.
I conclusioned all over the place.
Coming to a conclusion.
And did you guys find it funny the way he shot that arrow too?
He just kind of shows up and then leaves.
Yeah, it's like, and it's you can tell there's no accuracy there.
Yeah, the way they puppeteered that just had me cracking up. He was just,
and then like Shredder wasn't even concerned at all.
That reminds me of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Remember when he like writes that note? Like,
yeah.
And he's like, and then he just. Like with the note. That's what that reminds me of.
I love it.
Did you shoot this arrow?
He shows up there. We'll get to it, but like he shows up there, and like Shredder's not even concerned that he was there. It's like, hey, wait, that's that fucking rat. like you would think he'd be like, kill the fucking rat.
Yeah, like he would be like blaming him for where his position is too.
He hates the rat more than he hates the turtles. Like you know. But he doesn't even like. He has no concerns. He has no concern with Splinter. Yeah.
Like he was all about fighting the Shredder in the first one. This time he's like,
yeah, they got it. They got it.
Like he was so ready to fight him.
Guys.
He didn't even waste his energy to walk there. He had other people carrying him.
Yeah. He's like, hold on, I got to stay rested for this.
Yeah.
Now I'll just fly up there.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he flies. Like, I don't know.
He didn't even like fly, he just
molasses,
flies.
and then next thing you know, you hear this boom, and then there he is. It's like, oh,
maybe he was a vampire.
Maybe
A vampire rat, human.
You know the noise that they would make in Lost Boys when they would fly? I swear I heard it in the first one.
It's like a perpetual fan always under them.
All right. April interviews Professor Jordan Perry, head scientist of an industrial organization called Techno Global Research Industries, TGRI, on their efforts to neutralize pollutants that have resulted from their experiments. A member of April's camera crew member, who is a spy for the Foot, discovers that the Foot. I always thought that was weird when I was a kid. Like, who names their clan the Foot?
It's funny because it's actually the Foot, was it the Foot or was it the other one? They were created in. I think the Foot was created in
parody.
In parody of the Hand from the Daredevil series.
Yep.
Because the Hand was like this big, like.
I knew that too, but like he's the resident turtle guy, so I was like, "You do it, go nuts!" Yeah,
I knew one of them was a parody of the other, and I'm pretty sure it was the Foot was like the parody of the Hand.
Yeah, it was essentially like when they were doing the comic and they were trying to come up with all the names of everything. They were looking to other comics for some inspiration, and one of them they found was Daredevil. And, the Hand. They thought that the Hand was a ridiculous name.
Yeah. It is stupid.
Yeah. They thought
honestly, the Foot sounds cooler.
But they thought that the Hand was ridiculous. And it was a lot to do with the Manos Hands of Fate. They would always think of that movie. And then, like, the Hand. And they're like, that is just ludicrous. So then they came up with the Foot.
The Foot sounds better. It's a cooler gang name.
Oh, I agree.
I think it's way cooler. Like, the Foot is like...
Because I'm like them when I hear the Hand.
Yeah.
I think of Manos Hands of Fate, and that movie is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, yeah. But yeah, I like the Foot. I think it's fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
The Foot.
When Kino tries to get into her apartment building, though, later? Like, he gets there that one time, and he had a pizza, and it was for somebody down the hall. And then he goes to, like, get in there later, and he couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
I wasn't crazy about it.
Somebody had to have let him in, I guess.
Well, but why would somebody let you in if you didn't order a pizza?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was obvious that like nobody ordered the pizza the first time because he couldn't just give away a pizza.
True. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, other than unless he got extremely lucky.
How did he come to the conclusion that April O'Neil's was the one that was housing the turtles?
They stole the pizza.
I get that, but it could have been for anybody.
Yeah, but
he was making a very bold assumption.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what he was doing.
Well, but also he did make the comment that she orders pizza all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they stole the pizza. I guess 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah. Right, especially after Mikey said from across the street on the roof.
Yeah, it would be.
I guess it would make sense because he was supposed to be delivering that pieca to that address. That's why they took it.
Well, not to mention it would be it would be like an easy conclusion to draw. Like 1 + 1 = 2. Like if you're gonna figure out who's ordering that pizza or whatever, you're going to go with, well, I'm always at that house over there.
Well, it's not that so much as it is whenever, in the first scene where they fight off the guys robbing the store.
Yeah.
He was delivering a pizza, I assume, to April's apartment.
It was.
Yeah.
And they took the pizza and blah, blah, blah. So he probably just went back and looked at an address.
Yeah, I'm saying without that, he could still draw the conclusion.
Not to mention, if the pizza that he was delivering to didn't report that they didn't receive said pizza, well... there you go.
That's true.
Well, if they're smart, they would report it like, hey, we didn't get our pizza.
But
I need 2 more for free.
2 more for free.
Pizza dude's running late.
That's probably
Pizza
another
dude's
thing.
got 30 seconds.
They were probably on the roof watching for the pizza dude, and then they saw him go into that building.
That's what they said. Yeah.
Where's our pizza?
Yeah.
I actually had a shirt that said that. It said "Pizza Dude's got 30
What happened
seconds."
to it?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know what happened to that shirt. It had Michelangelo on it.
Shirt.
I used to have a really cool Mighty Mouse shirt, and I miss that shirt every day. Sorry.
Pizza dude's
You
got
probably look it
30
up.
seconds.
Probably get another one.
I probably could.
Alright, April interviews, yada yada yada, the foot, stuff like that. Discovers that toxic waste produced by the company has caused a mutation in nearby dandelion plants, producing exponential growth. Splinter, seeing the report on television, shows the turtles and April the canister of the ooze that caused their mutation, revealing it manufactured by TGRI. Shredder dispatches the foot to obtain some of the ooze that caused the mutation. The turtles infiltrate the TGRI laboratory seeking answers, but discover the foot has kidnapped Perry. And after a skirmish, the foot escapes with the last canister of the ooze before Perry has a chance to dispose of it. With the imminent threat to April's safety by the foot, the turtles start to actively look for a new home. The Shredder forces Perry to expose an alligator-snapping turtle and a wolf to the ooze, transforming them into Toka and Razar.
So they used.
Did you notice that someone called it Razar? I can't remember who. Was it April that did that?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Razar.
Well, and
Toka Razar.
they never gave them their names. How do the turtles know what their names were?
That is true. I don't. Well,
I'm sure Shredder kept calling them certain
goes,
names.
Toka, Razar.
yeah, he
and
does.
then the stuff falls down.
Yeah, but they know which one's which. They seem to have some intimate
Toka, Turtle,
understanding
Razor,
of who they were.
Roxy,
I know, but it just
Foxy, Wolf,
I get that,
know.
but you can always do the opposite as a joke. You know what I'm saying? They just seem to have so much knowledge.
You're
about
Toka, right? I'm Razar.
Yeah.
My name is Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No, Dad, I'm Jesus Christ. No,
I'm having a baby, and it is Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. But okay, so they use one container. They use one container of the ooze to change Toka and Razor.
And they still have a container.
And they had
of
another
ooze.
container for the Shredder. Where did the second container come from?
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. How much they didn't. They made it seem like there was so much going into those hoses.
Well, but even still, he holds up a full.
Well, there was
container.
only supposed to be one container left.
That's what I'm saying. So they use one container
That's what
on
I'm
Toka
saying,
and
yeah.
Razor, and then later he holds up a full container. So you can't even say, "Oh, they only used half on Toka and Razor."
Yeah, because it was completely full.
It was a completely full container. So where did that come from? Because they made it a point to say there's only one container.
Yeah, one is still
There's
active.
only one active.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, you did hear the Splinter say coming, right?
Ugh.
There you go.
Yeah. Well,
He was supplying them with more ooze.
All
movie
them
magic.
years in the sewer, it's green.
Came to a conclusion. All right.
Ugh.
I like, guys, a moment to reflect.
Oh god, I would be stressed out if they were playing football in my living room too with pizza. Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
The only thing I don't like about this movie is the constant necessity to one up each other whenever they say tubular,
Yeah.
excellent,
Cringy.
and it's they do it 4 times in this movie. I'm
Cowabunga's the best.
you don't have to. And then Donatello's always got eclectic, those fancy or dumbass words, and they do it so many times. And the only reason why they do it is because they did it once in the first movie.
Yeah.
And people
And they do it 3 or 4 times in this movie. I'm like, you can do it once and it's fine. You don't have to keep doing it.
Well, they did it
If
once
I
in the
remember-
movie because it was supposed to be more like the comic. Whereas in this, if you hadn't noticed, they didn't get their way all the time, and so they veered in the direction of the cartoon over and over and over again. They didn't take it to the level that the producers wanted, but they had to plug things.
And I don't think they did that in the third one, if I remember right.
I don't remember.
I
It's
don't
been so long since I've seen the third one.
think they did.
And when Toka got stuck in the sewer thing,
Mhm.
why
Why didn't he just raise his arms?
No, I'm just saying when he got stuck in the
Suck
sewer,
it in!
why not pull the
Shredder
turtle
just
out and
starts
send in the foot soldiers because they can fit? Okay.
I was hoping to see Shredder just jumping on Toka. Just
get down there.
My thing is, you have a giant wolf. You can't tell me he can't sniff them out.
I'm just saying, like, it would be easy to get like 4 or 5 guys, pull that fucking turtle out of there, and
Or get Razar, or whatever his
him.
name is, and pull him out, and then like have
go
him
get
go in, and like, all right, sniff these fuckers out, and take these foot ninjas with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it makes zero sense that Toka is the reason they can't follow them.
Yeah. Like, why would you send the turtle first anyway?
You're gonna have to get him out of there eventually. Either way. So how about we do it now while you can just still follow them? Like,
while they're sitting there taking.
I do love it every time. Like the Shredder's like, stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's me. That's stupid.
He's like, oh, they've been printed on you. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see a tender moment where they were like trying to hug on him or whatever, and he's like, "Get off me!" You know.
Yeah.
I like how dark the Shredder is in the first one. He's very intimidating. In this one, I miss the dark Shredder, but in this one, I love that they gave him a little bit of comedic element.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's not comedic himself, but like
the ridiculousness of
the situations around him makes him more funny.
Yeah,
and I think it's supposed to be like because like in the cartoon, Shredder was never trying to be funny. It was just everything that was funny around him that made him very uneasy and made him angry.
I was gonna say if you watch the first one, any situation where it's like in Shredder's realm
is super dark.
It's super serious.
Yeah,
like,
super dark and serious.
You know, I remember being a kid and seeing his
because he was supposed to be an intimidating factor in the comic books.
Cape.
You don't fuck with the Shredder. The Shredder is like
him walk
the bad guy.
Of that dark hallway for the first time in the first one when I was a kid.
Yeah. Watching
that was Darth Vader.
Like,
I legit just like wanted to laugh. Because I'm like, that's ridiculous. He's sparkly, and like I wanted to be like, I wanted to laugh.
I even said that. I even said that like in the first one. Like he looks like somebody's fucking aunt getting ready to go out to the club in the 80s.
Yes, I know, I know. But even
baggy,
still,
sparkly shirt.
Even still, he was so intimidating in the first one that didn't matter.
Pads.
It didn't matter.
No, it didn't.
Like even sitting at home in the comfort and security of your own living room, and you'd be like.
Fucking hilarious,
but
don't.
Laugh, he's gonna jump.
If I laugh, he's coming to get me.
He's gonna kill me.
Yeah. But in the second one, you would feel fine going.
Yeah.
You know.
The quick.
And then he's like, stupid.
The quick.
Yes, I am.
Karen the quick.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not laughing. I'm farting.
I'm itching my
out
nose.
my mouth.
It smells like shit out here. This is a junkyard.
I'm itching my nose. My allergies are acting up.
Achoo!
Achoo!
I don't know. Kind of ridiculous.
Okay. Imminent threat to April's safety by the foot, the turtles start to actively look for a new home. The Shredder forces Perry. Wow, we are further than that.
I will say one thing I forgot to mention was whenever they go in to save, because this is after that they go in to save.
We're almost there.
No, that's where we are because we were just talking about.
I know, but like, can I say it first?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Though the Shredder is irritated when they act like infants and consider him their mother due to Perry secretly modifying the Ooze, the Shredder is impressed with their immense strength and sends them to attack the city. Meanwhile, Kino and Raphael infiltrate the Foot by having Kino pose as a recruit, and the other 3 turtles discover the new lair in an abandoned subway station.
Did you guys notice Michael J. White? He was one of the guys going up at the before Kino goes in with the group of kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the black dude in the back is Michael J. White.
Really?
Yeah, if you know who that is.
Yeah, I wish he would have had more.
He didn't say a word. He's just in the back.
Yeah.
I told Matt, I was like, he's an actual martial artist and a former football player.
Yeah.
Like that dude is an actual badass.
Yeah, very big.
He's probably on Kino's level.
You know, this just further proves my point that he sent Toka and Razar to tear up the city, drawing attention to their plight, essentially, from the public, which earlier, you know, this whole time they've been working under the radar. Again, you could have just sent in some foot soldiers after him, pull Toka out, send in some foot soldiers. You don't got to call them out. You could have found them.
Well, I think at this point, though, he knows that the Foot Clan, they're in the public now. They know about them as a gang.
They didn't, though. Prior to that, they thought they were, like, unless, because, like, April was trying to point stuff out, and nobody was listening. Then somebody tears up the city, and all of a sudden, well, obviously, and even the one guy was like, well, the chief or whatever, he's like, okay, so animals, I see animal, like, what am I supposed to do with that? She's like, I don't know. You know,
she's like, nothing, I guess. He's like, that's what we do best.
Yeah, like, I guess my point is that he's drawing attention to himself that he didn't have to do. You know, like, it's just ludicrous.
Yeah.
Goes along with, why didn't you just send some fucking people down?
That scene where they go in to save Raphael.
Mm-hmm. Again.
Yeah, again. Yeah, again.
For somebody's got to stick up his ass. He's sure wrong a lot.
Yeah. You know, he's actually considered the best fighter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's even better than Leonardo.
Yeah, I know.
That's he just lets his
anger.
The
problem is it's
his anger.
Well,
his ego.
His ego. That's it.
Yeah.
And he's impatient.
Ego. Like, he thinks he knows better. He thinks he knows best.
Yeah.
And twice
he
in
thinks
2
he
movies,
should be the
he's
leader.
gotten.
Yeah.
He almost died in the first one jarringly.
But he
kidnapped in the second
the part where they're like, it's a little too quiet, and then he's like, and he says it's a little too easy, and then they see Raph. He's like, yeah, it's a little too Raph. That's my favorite line.
Hey, there's Raph.
They're like, yeah, a little too Raph.
That was.
That's my
funny.
favorite line. Yeah, a little too Raph.
Yeah, that was such, like, it was set up so well, though.
Yeah.
I do like when they're going across in that the net or whatever, and he was like, "This net's for real." Like they know, like they're about to die.
Remind me to drop a line to Ralph Nader.
Yeah.
Like, that's an adult joke.
Anytime there's a net, the only thing that goes through my mind is
net.
the fucking Kung Pao part. Is the fucking
oh no, a tiny net.
Oh yeah. But yeah, whenever he says, "Remind me to drop a line to Ralph Nader," I'm thinking, like, no kid is ever going to get that reference. Ralph Nader is a guy who was, like, back then especially, and even through the 90s and, like, all the way through the 90s shit, he was very much all about legalizing hemp production and legalizing weed and shit like that.
He went
because
for
there were
president.
hemp ropes.
Yeah. Ralph Nader.
Yeah,
Ralph Nader was
he tried to be president like 4 or 5 times, and he did it. He was an independent, so he would always like fund his own stuff and everything. Like he got pretty close a couple of times.
I know in 2008, I want to say it was.
Ross Perot's another one that
he came pretty close. He was one of the guys, one of the independent guys who, like, a lot of people were really rooting for.
Took enough of the votes away from the main two that it was almost a draw.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. I do remember that because it was historical. It was like a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dang. Kino does well during the fighting portion of the recruitment, but has one test to pass before being accepted. Remove as many bells from a suit within 15 seconds, and he will fail if one sound from any bell is made. And he has to do this in the cover of a smoke bomb. Then the test started. The cover was thick enough for Raph to sneak in, remove all the bells from the suit without making a sound, slip them into Kino's hands, and escape.
It is kind of retarded because, like, you expect these kids who obviously are not ninjas.
Right.
And
that's why they're training all the time.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, like, they're not ninjas. They're not going to be able to, like, remove as many as you can. If one sound, then you fail. It's like,
as a matter of fact,
how do you even get recruits in this fucking game?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, in the first one, I didn't see a lot of people like signing up for the fighting thing. A lot of them were just having a good time,
they were
like
just
Pleasure
thieves.
Island style. You know, they're just playing
thieving.
games and shit. And then every now and then, hey, you got to go steal some shit.
Yeah,
and they were happy to do it. They weren't trying to sign up for the ninja stuff.
They weren't. They were just getting their asses kicked because they couldn't fight.
Well, those were the hardcore guys, right? Like the foot soldiers were people that had been part of that gang for a while. Was what I gathered in the first one. Right. They were part of that gang for long enough for them to be like,
but they still didn't have any fighting skills,
right? But they were training. You know, they were, you know what I'm saying? But, like, how do you recruit people and go, yeah, grab those bells, but don't make any noise? Ain't nobody going to do that.
Let's see him do it first.
Yeah, I would have been like, you do it.
Yeah, you do it first. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Like, are they actual bells, or?
I don't even believe these ring. Shit.
Yeah, oh, maybe they do.
I mean,
that's when you grab
it was
from
him.
the bottom and, like, because you got to, like, cover the...
the problem is that there was so many of them. Did you see, like, when he's got them like this, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, how the fuck did he get the last, like, 10? How does he hold them like this? Like, is this enough? Like, how'd you get them? Whatever.
Well, they don't need to know that because they covered him in smoke. They don't care how he did it, just that he did it.
They should have set him on the floor, so it would be more believable if they were on the floor.
I think that dude, if that smoke would have cleared and I was that dude, like, well, you're officially, you can have my job.
Yeah. I guess I resign.
You're now in charge. You tell me what to do.
Takes off his bandana. This is yours.
Yeah, like, what do I do now?
Yeah, you tell me what I'm doing.
He should have just, chloroformed him and took his outfit.
Yeah.
There you go. I did it.
This seems easier.
Or like the smoke bomb goes,
you.
the bells are still there, but he's naked and he's wearing his clothes. Like, I think I won.
Fuck the bell
Did you
test.
feel
I made
that?
up my own.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
You didn't even know I stripped your ass naked.
What now? Naked ass bitch.
What you gotta feel that? What you gotta do is have like two of the bells like pinch onto his nipples.
One on his nose.
Rings, one on his belly button,
and one on his nose. One hanging from his nose. And you're wearing all his clothes.
Yeah.
One between the cheeks. So he shakes.
He like shakes and he hears a jingle inside himself.
He starts ripping all of them off, and then he starts walking away, but you hear a jingle.
Yeah,
you hear the jingle.
Where's that coming from?
Yeah, you
What?
hear the jingle and you see the string. And
Not supposed to jingle, bitch.
Did you guys hear that?
How did he get it up there? Impossible.
I thought you weren't supposed to jingle.
Oh, he's making noise.
You failed.
It wasn't me, it was that guy.
All right.
You're out.
When the time expired and the smoke cleared, Kino was shown with all the bells from the suit. With Kino's assistance, Raph successfully infiltrates the Foot headquarters, but is captured by the Shredder. Kino escapes to inform the others, but the group is led into a trap and is pitted against Toka and Razor. The Turtles are overwhelmed by their brute strength, but manage to escape into a manhole that the larger mutants cannot fit through. Successfully,
But the Foot Soldiers could.
Yeah, because they have before.
Is that the only manhole?
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, there's more.
Bet you run out in the street, you'll find one.
Yeah, there's another one, I'm sure, nearby.
Successfully rescuing Perry in the process. Talking with Perry, Donatello is depressed to learn that the ooze was created in a lab accident rather than anything else. But Splinter assures him that he cannot judge his worth based on his origins. Upon learning that the Shredder intends to release Toka and Razor into populated areas unless the Turtles confront them, Perry develops an antidote to counteract the ooze's effects and transform them back into normal animals. The Turtles meet with the Foot and successfully administer some portion of the anti-mutagen to Toka and Razor by concealing it in donuts, but are discovered and another fight ensues. The fight spills into a nightclub where the club singer, Vanilla Ice, improvises a rap song to prevent panic by creating
out of nowhere
the impression that the fight is part of his act.
But we did learn a very valuable lesson. A keytar plus a speaker at full volume creates an explosion.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Yeah. Don't do that. Keytars are dangerous.
Mm-hmm. More than just the exploding.
Dad, can we
function.
get a keytar? And a really big speaker.
My issue.
We can test the theory.
Yeah.
We'll be like Mythbusters, TMNT.
Yes!
Do you have more of the scene you gotta read?
Don't point it at the neighbors.
Yes.
Read the rest of the scene.
With advice from Perry, the Turtles spray fire extinguishers into Toka and Razor's mouths the carbon dioxide, speeding up the anti-mutagen and reverting the two monsters to their natural forms. After the Turtles take care of the Foot and Tatsu, the Shredder arrives and takes a woman hostage. How far would you like me to read?
That's fine. So the whole dance fight thing is the best fight scene in the whole movie, hands down. The rest of it is just running around and avoiding hits and blah 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 and all that stuff. Like, there isn't really a lot of violence before this. But they utilize it so well. They utilize it so well with the dance fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like them dancing and kicking. Like, it's a really entertaining part, especially on top of the ninja rap.
Mm-hmm.
So this is easily the best scene of the whole movie.
I actually heard a martial artist, like a martial artist choreographer. Is that what they're called? Something like that.
Choreographer.
Yeah. They I heard one talk about when you are putting together scenes like that, you should think of it like the ballet, like a musical choreography. It's that you've got to be able to go in and think of even just music behind it. The movements should be fluid, and they should be like going with some kind of beat in your head.
Oh yeah, they still do. They still do steps.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was interesting to hear a martial artist describe that, because when you think back to scenes like that, in especially like 90s or 90s rap plus 90s action scenes, if you think back to a lot of like the Steven Seagal fight scenes or whatever, they all have this very fluid and musical kind of note to it that you wouldn't notice unless you see scenes like that where people are fighting and there's music, right?
That's the thing too. Like a good fight scene is usually good if it's rhythmic, along with a good musical score. Like if the score matches the beats and the punches, and it gives you more of a punch to the fight scene, it makes it so much better. Good examples of this are the new John Wick movies, because those scenes are those are some of the best fight and gunfight scenes that have been out recently and forever. Another one, and you can't put the music in with this, but like anything with Tony Jaa, any of the Tony Jaa movies, like The Protector and Ong Bak, all three of them. I will say that the last 2 and 3 of Ong Bak are really good. The music in those are better. But like those are the same thing. But the music sucks in them. But look at, if you've ever seen The Raid.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Raid? Yeah. That movie is a good example of like good beats along with, like, they don't go in head like crazy with the music, but the beats of the score match with the punches, and they hit so hard along with the punches that it just, you feel it more, I guess.
For me,
a good fight scene, you feel. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you feel that thud, you know?
I guess I just never had thought of it that way. I mean, after he said it, it was like, oh, duh. Like, when you watch a good fight scene, it seems like it's a dance.
It's what it is. And it's choreographed.
I guess it was just hearing someone say that that's done on purpose kind of was just strange for me.
Yeah, because if
you don't think about it, you're thinking about a fight, right?
If you watch if you watch any action movie from behind the scenes and stuff, what do you think these guys are doing? They're literally practicing dance moves with, like, whether they're using punches or kicks, or if they're using like a stick or whatever they're fighting with. They're doing it in like a dance style or a choreographed way.
Right. I guess it's just like your thoughts on a fight scene is just violence and anger and aggression, right?
But to
you
them,
don't think about how they're going to, how they're achieving that look, right?
Yeah, but like, to them, it's rhythmic.
Right.
It's
and
all
then
rhythmic.
like, you hear that behind the scenes where it's like, well, this is how we do this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, wow, I guess like that's
it makes perfect sense.
It's a dumb moment, but at the same time, it's like, wow.
It's not practical. I'm not saying that you should watch these movies to learn how to become a better fighter, because that's not how it works.
You'd be like Lord of the Dance out there.
Yeah, they're going to think you're trying to dance with them.
It's because, like, if you ever see a real fight, there is no fluidity to it. It's just very rigid and very, hell, sometimes you see those guys just, hold on to each other for like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because they're sparring. You know what I mean?
and a lot of times, it's like what they said, the first guy to throw the punch usually wins the fight. So that's just what it is. Anyway, go ahead and finish her up.
Kino arrives and kicks the canister out of his hands, which is recovered by Perry, but the Shredder retains a small vial of the ooze. Using a sound amplifier to magnify a keytar, the Shredder is blasted through a wall and onto the docks outside. The Turtles follow and find Shredder mutated into a Super Shredder, having consumed the vial of ooze. The Shredder overpowers the Turtles, but his rampant destruction of the dock's supports causes it to collapse on top of them, crushing him while the Turtles dive to safety in the water.
So he can survive a garbage truck, but he can't survive
as a Super Shredder even.
Yeah.
Man, he went down easy,
super
fast,
and I hate this, man. This is the word. This is why this movie isn't my favorite.
There
was no fight between the Turtles and Shredder. None.
Should have been a lot bigger.
There should have been. This is where this movie epically fails.
Yeah. Because
this is my biggest disappointment with this movie is that there was no fight. Shredder didn't fight at all. Yeah. Like, literally, not at all.
He fought beams.
He just Hulk smashed his way to get to them, and then died because of his Hulk smashing.
Exactly, and I think that
so for the second movie in a row, he's defeated by not the turtles.
So if in the first one, okay, they're not strong enough, they're not good enough yet to fight him.
That was a perfect ending.
That was the perfect ending. It was beautiful because they're not. They haven't completed their training. Obviously, Splinter is the only one that could beat him. And the second one...
Well, and really, the fight was between them two. And the first one, honestly...
they fought him.
What beef does he have with the turtles other than them being his kids?
Yeah.
Like, it's really the fight should have been between the two of them because that was where the fight was. Yeah.
But in this one, they make it very much about the turtles.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, I feel like the only way to take it out is for the turtles to fight Shredder. Mm-hmm. Now, whether they win or lose, you could... do it however you want. Maybe they're not ready to beat him yet. Maybe he beats the shit out of him. Or maybe they do actually beat the Shredder. Either way, we deserve that fight. And that's my biggest issue with this movie was like, at the end of the movie, I don't care how much violence was not allowed to be in this. There didn't have to be a whole lot of contact even.
Agreed.
But I needed a fight at the end of this movie, even if it was just on that dock. On that dock would have been amazing. Mm-hmm. A great fucking set. Just a fight between the 4 turtles and Shredder. And we didn't get that. That pisses me off because...
You let us down.
You let us down, man. And
that was the biggest, like
if you think about it, like someone coming into these movies for the first time, they see the first movie, like, okay, they fought them, they weren't good enough, but then there's the second movie.
This is the first time I've seen it, and I'm telling you that ending was awful.
Yeah, the first time you watch that second movie, you're like, oh, they're definitely going to fight him at the end. And then you're like, so they don't fight him? Like,
see, usually this is my criteria for hating a movie. Right? You lead me down this path, and then we get to the end, and I'm pissed because it didn't end right. The only reason this one gets a pass, in my opinion, is because this is a kid's movie. At the end of the day, it's a kid's movie. Yeah. I can't hate on it for not fulfilling my dreams as an adult to see a good ending.
No, even as a kid, I thought this.
But I'm saying, no, this is my first time seeing it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, if it was your first time
seeing it. For me, like, I can't get too angry at this ending because it's a kid's
Wait, you've
movie.
Never seen this one before?
I've never seen this one. I saw it first and third.
Damn. You've never seen the second one?
No, I've said this like 4 times.
She did say that.
I forgot you did say that, didn't you, last week? Holy shit.
Yep.
She won't watch it with me when I was a little kid.
That's weird. You're like the Madison this week. Because Madison's seen this movie like 2 dozen times. She loves these movies. So, like, for you, I'm like...
That's why I'm bringing up the ending and, like, backing you up here. Because, like, for me, as a first person seeing it, that ending's dog shit.
Yeah, right?
But the only reason that I can give it a pat... Because usually that would be the seal for me. If I get to an ending like that, I'd be like, that was a terrible movie. I don't care about any of the good things prior to that. That was a terrible movie. But this is a kid's movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna, like... use that criteria for it is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm not going to be harsh about the ending. What I'm saying is I'm
definitely going to ding it for the ending. I have to because this ending has bothered me for 30 fucking years.
Sure, I'm not saying it doesn't deserve a ding. What I'm saying is that my criteria is usually to write the movie off. And I'm not going to write this movie off because it's a kid's movie. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
I will.
Up.
No.
No, you won't, liar.
Fuck this movie.
Nostalgia gets its 6 points alone.
The turtles return to their lair triumphant, but are confronted by Splinter with a newspaper showing a picture of them fighting at the club on the front page, violating the sacred ninja code of invisibility. As punishment, the turtles are forced to do flips, Splinter quoting Vanilla Ice's rap and laughing as they begin. Go ninja,
go ninja, go!
I will say another thing about the ending that it's kind of like the snow thing for you in Blade Runner.
It just kind of ended.
No. The turtles getting out of the water, and they are completely dry.
Yeah.
Glaringly dry. They don't even spritz the tops of their heads
well,
or something.
their things are wet.
No.
Yeah, they were, because he flips them back, and they were wet.
It made the sound, but it was not wet. Go back and rewatch that. They looked
wet to me.
No.
I need to rewatch. I've seen this movie 100 times.
I'm telling you, they were not wet.
They looked wet to me.
No. Mm-mm. It made the noise, but they were not wet.
Are you laughing because I said they look wet to me?
Okay.
Grow up, man. Grow up.
They were
Is that
not.
it?
Yeah.
It wasn't wet. It was wet. It wasn't wet.
So my only issue with this is like the time jump at the beginning and the fight at the end. Those are my 2 main problems with it for the most part. I don't really have much else to say about the movie. I've seen this movie so many fucking times. I've seen this movie more than any of them because it was always the most popular. It was the one that, like, if you're like, hey, you want to watch this? Only if it's the second one. Like, fuck you.
I like the first one.
Mm-hmm. So,
if anything, this movie makes me appreciate the first one more than I did when I watched it the last
Honestly,
time.
I watched the third one the most when I was little. That was my favorite.
I think that's the only reason I've ever seen it is because like you'd be watching it for the 1,000th time, and I'd catch. Yeah, I probably. I don't know if I've seen it from beginning to end. But I've definitely seen the whole thing.
The third one, I watched the third one. I think the third one just gets a lot of hate
because
of samurai stuff.
Yeah, I think the third one just gets a lot of hate, and I think it's very underappreciated. It's not a bad movie. I remember watching it. I
honestly don't remember much other than like the little lantern thing.
Yeah,
that it had all of the characters that I could think of, but they were just older versions of themselves.
See, the thing is,
hey, look, Don King.
Yeah.
I remember liking it, but I don't remember it, if that makes sense.
I think that like a lot of people just hated on it because it didn't have Shredder. It wasn't in New York. It was in feudal Japan, and things like that.
You guys might have a little more hate for it after trivia.
For what?
The third one.
The third one? Maybe. I don't know.
Because part of the plot for this one, the second one, and they didn't use it for one reason or another. It's in there. I would have thought would have been a great third one. Had they started it maybe in this one and then taken it to the third one, would have been chef's kiss in my opinion. But we'll get there because I don't remember the details of it.
All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and review. Let's review this bitch. They look wet to me.
I can't tell in that picture.
Yeah, it's kind of blurry.
And then there's a gif of it, but it's like pixely.
Right. I don't know. They look wet to me.
It was glaring for me. It was like the blood and the snow for you in Blade Runner. Like when they start pulling out of the water, and I'm like, you couldn't even spritz them. Like I know that they're mechanical and all that, but there isn't anywhere on that suit.
Well, I noticed they didn't look wet on the skin, but like their mask did look wet to me.
Not me.
So, but anyway,
tomato.
Yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit.
You want to get into wet, not wet again, so we can crack him the fuck up.
Coming to a conclusion.
Not wet.
All right. We're gonna start with Madison. Let's go ahead and rate and review Ninja Turtles 2.
I liked this movie. It was good.
Okay.
It's always been good.
Yeah, that's what you say every time. The show starts, I like this movie. It was good.
I'm waiting for one where she's like, I hate this movie. It was shit.
It's usually, I didn't care for this movie.
Yeah. I like this movie, though. I have since I was a kid. I've seen this one and the first one a lot. I've seen the first one more than I've seen this one, but I've still seen both of them. I've got a bunch of numbers. Yeah.
See the first one more.
Yeah. I still love the first one, though. I love it more. This one was still good, though. I'm still going to give it a 7.5.
That's it?
Yeah.
I thought you would have went higher. All right.
Well, I think I gave the second one, first one, an 8 or a 9.
You gave it a 10, Madison.
I did?
I was going to say, I think you gave it a perfect 10.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I think this and Goonies are the two that you've rated at a perfect 10.
Yep. They're my movies. I watched them when I was a kid.
And look, there's going to be movies that I may give a 10 just because it's mine.
Yeah,
so I get it.
If I can claim any movie, it's those two movies.
I think we should all at least get to have 110. But it's for your there's no reason other than
it's your fucking movie and you love it.
Exactly.
Unhearted.
And I don't have to explain that to anybody but maybe my mother in heaven someday.
Why do you love it so much? Because I fucking do.
I do. Don't ask me that question.
There's so much shit my mom used to give me crap about. Like, and she'd be like, start to like question me about it. I'm like, don't leave me alone.
That was me at work the other day. I was like, can you print off this list for me? I'm gonna use it to pull sale. And he's like, it's gonna take too long. And I'm like, no, I wasn't gonna use it like one by one. I never mind.
Just fucking do it.
Just fucking do it.
Anyway, you give it a 7.5?
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect 10.
I've seen this movie hundreds of times, especially as a child. I could probably quote this entire movie.
Yeah.
I
could quote the whole first movie.
Yeah. The third one, not so much. But it's a good movie. I still love the movie. I love this and the first one. They're both great movies. Just depends on what you're looking for out of a Turtles movie, honestly. This one here, like I said, though, this movie's got a couple of flaws for me. Like, I don't understand what's going on with the timeline at the beginning. I don't understand that. Like, is it a day? Is it a month? Is it is there time travel involved? I don't understand.
I think you're supposed to garner that some time has passed for the Turtles, but
it's like they're like, yeah, this is the time that's passed with the Turtles. Hold on, let's jump back about 2 months. Is what I'm gathering, but they don't say that in the movie.
They could have done it.
They could have been like
better.
2 months ago, or like
hell, they wouldn't have even had to have a time card for that either. They could have just had like there's the Shredder appearing, and then Tatsu saying like something like he's back, and then just fade to
don't
the
even
Turtles.
have to show, but like don't show the guy coming into the junkyard saying this is our fallback spot. Don't do that, and don't do the Shredder rising out of the garbage. Unless you do it at the very fucking beginning.
That's what I'm saying.
Then I'm okay with it.
You wouldn't have to have a time card, though. Like, you could act that out in a way that you don't need the time card to say 3 months later or how much time has passed.
But edit it properly.
Yeah, exactly. So, you just have some kind of
it's like they shot these two with that intention, but then thought, well, the pacing isn't right. Yeah. Like, we can't start with the Shredder. We got to start with the Turtles.
Yeah, it's like somebody did a coin flip, and the coin flip ended badly for somebody.
So, I don't know. I don't like it, and I think that was a poor choice.
I think they could have started with the Shredder, and it would have been perfectly
That's fine. What I thought, too. Like, you start with the Shredder's hand coming up out of there and shit. Mm-hmm. It gives it kind of a dark... But because they were trying to go with more of a child-friendly thing, they didn't want to start out the movie on a dark note. His hand raising out of the trash. They didn't want to do that, I'm sure. That had to have been the reason.
Why did your mothers have to be such pains?
I'm telling you. My mom didn't give a fuck.
I was going to say, our mom...
My mom was like, oh, you're watching Terminator 2 for the 100th time?
Except for Beavis and Butthead.
She let us stay up and watch.
She didn't like me watching that one.
Tales from the Crypts, for God's sake. Anyway, that in the final scene with the Shredder and the Turtles should have been a fight scene. I wanted that fight. Everybody wanted that fight. It should have happened.
Yep.
Or at least, at the very least, left it ambiguous to where like the Shredder's not actually dead. I mean, who knows what happened to him? He's disappeared. Whatever. Like, leave it ambiguous.
Casey's not actually a murderer.
So those are my two big things. Like, those things really, 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 really bother me.
That must be where he was during this movie. He was in prison.
He's hiding out.
They figured out, oh no, he's alive again, but he didn't kill him because he died in the pier.
You're free to go, Casey. This guy's
Casey, you're good. Dead. So he was free for the third one.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm going to explain it.
Jones.
That's what I'm going with.
Anyway, aside from that, the movie is quite entertaining. It's good for kids. Mikey's one-liners are great.
Always.
I just don't care for the 3 or 4 times that they have to like have a fucking word. They got yeah, like I don't like that.
Tubular.
Yeah, a little too word.
Yeah, but my favorite one was like, yeah, a little too Raph. But anyway, I'm going to go with an 8 on this one. I think it's good. I love it, and I'll always encourage my kids to watch it, and I'll always encourage their kids to watch it.
I'm going to make everybody watch it.
Yeah, so.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's good.
I was just going to stick to my own family, but then I was like, well, what if I don't have one? That means I'm moving on to my little sister's
Well,
kids.
This was also like during, like, oh my God, the pinnacle of, like, animatronics and practical effects, man. Like, from the Jim Henson studio. This is whenever you, like, during the 80s and early 90s, whenever you had all that cool shit like that. Like,
you had real artists doing
this stuff. Not, like, digital bullshit. And it was like, you had, like, Howard the Duck. You had this. You had Gremlins. You had all these fantastic animatronic movies with these practical effects, like Alien and The Thing, and like it's fucking great, man. I miss that so much.
Yes.
I wish it would make a comeback. Make a comeback. Give us real cinema back, man, with real artists. I want that back so bad. If they did another Ninja Turtles movie or any movie like that again, I'm on board 100%. I know that some people still try to do it today, but dude, it was done so well. I mean, look at how, like, in the early 90s, how they did it with the Ninja Turtle suits. It was just 4 guys in suits with a fucking metal, like a animatronic head on. Like,
Well, hell, I mean,
imagine what they could do now.
You look at like the monster movies of that day and stuff too. Like, that stuff was amazing because of the amount of creativity that went into it. Even if it was just a mask.
Yeah.
I mean, the hell, you think Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That's a great example.
That's what I'm talking about. Is that even if it was,
it was even low budget. That movie didn't even have a big budget. Even if it was just a costume. Yeah.
You had these great artists putting.
And it didn't cost a lot of money. I mean, it was expensive.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space in the box?
I don't know.
I haven't seen.
Well, like they didn't put a lot of money into this. It's not near as expensive as doing CGI. It's more appreciated. It looks better. I mean, practical is the way to go, man.
Maybe you just have to get puppeteers like that nowadays. You know what I mean? The animatronic.
Yeah, I mean they still do it with Chucky today.
Yes, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is in the box.
They still do it with Chucky to this day. They still make Chucky is still an animatronic doll. They don't CGI him, nothing like that. They have tried once. Yeah, it was terrible.
It looks like shit.
What? It looked great.
Wait, hold on. When?
You said,
Wait, when?
It was in one of the movies. It was in
the first movie, wasn't it?
Curse of Chucky. It was the Curse of Chucky.
Yeah,
yeah. It was the Curse of Chucky. Yeah, it was a movie.
They didn't do a terrible job doing it, but anybody who's watched Chucky like we have as kids, you could tell.
I think the only Chucky movie I haven't seen now is the third one. Because I've seen Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky.
Yeah, me too.
You haven't seen the third one?
No.
It's not that bad.
We were supposed to watch it.
The only bad thing is like they don't bring back
the third one.
The military school.
Oh, you mean the original trilogy? Yeah.
Military school. Yeah. It's not that bad.
I've seen Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, all that.
The first three.
You go back to the first three.
The first three are the best. They're the best ones.
At Mom's, we always had Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky on.
Bride of Chucky wasn't bad. That was just whenever it was something different.
They were just doing something fun and campy, and we all enjoyed it.
Like, all right, that's cool. Now let's get back to the rest. But it said they did Seed, and I was like, no.
Yeah, no,
we're done.
You misinterpreted our language when we said we liked it. We liked it as a one-off.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Karen.
I guess for me, like, obviously, I didn't watch it as a kid. So there's that. So I had kind of a fresh eye coming into it. Things that stand out to me is the blatant, ooze container, because they made a point to show that on the screen, one active container.
Yeah.
And they kept making a point to say one container. And then
it was always full.
Bother me.
It was always
full.
Yeah,
like I cannot not look at that because they made it a point. Like, I would have forgotten if you'd have just shown me the computer screen. I could have been like, well, maybe there was more than one. I mean, they never said there was only one.
Further, yeah.
Well, the computer screen even showed it was one. It was one active.
Right,
everything else was empty.
You could scroll though, is what I'm saying. Like, as a person, you could say, well, we just didn't see the other ones, right? Because they scrolled down to see that one. So I can make that assumption, but they threw it in my face over and over again.
There was only one.
That there was only one. The last one. Over and over again.
One, fellow.
So that probably bugged me the most. And then second is the ending. Atrocious. Just, he died so fast, and it was of his own hand. Yep. Like, how stupid is that?
Himself.
It was bad.
Shredder's not.
I know what they're trying to say. That revenge doesn't do nothing but destroy you.
Yeah,
but come on.
Well,
I don't need that lesson.
But they also probably didn't want kids seeing the turtles fight, since they were going for this least violent thing. They didn't want them to be the cause of his demise, right? Because either way you play this out, unless like the cops show up and arrest the Shredder and congratulate the turtles, that's the only way that can go down without them killing him.
It's so funny.
Or acting like he killed him, and they weren't going to let kids see that.
Whenever Michael Bay did the Ninja Turtles movie, the remake or whatever, me and my buddy Dan were so fucking excited that they were going to do a new Ninja Turtles movie. Like, we thought that the Ninja Turtles looked weird because they looked ogre-y and shit. But then we saw the Shredder and what he looked like, and I was like, wow, dude, he looks like a giant fucking shredding machine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what he looked like. And then going into the movie, you're like, it's just a big fucking CG fest. How? Just
why?
Yeah, it doesn't put me in it none. You know what I mean? And that's what killed me. But they tried to give you that epic fight scene at the end of the movie between the Turtles and Shredder. And they really tried. But it was fucking terrible because of all the CG, and he just looked like this giant metal machine by the end of it. And it was it was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And then they tried to like, I don't know, like redo some shit in the second movie where the Shredder wasn't actually this guy. I don't know. It was fucking stupid. But they did bring in Bebop and Rocksteady, and that was pretty cool. So
yeah,
I did like that.
I just think that they did the ending that way because they couldn't. There was no way that they could show that on screen and keep that kid-friendly look at the turtles. There was no way, unless the cops show up, and that's not going to happen.
Right.
But I say that other than that, the movie is enjoyable. It's fun. I did like it. I mean, I can get over the ending in this case because it's a fun kids movie. I don't need to take it that seriously, right? But that is still pretty big. The ending is still pretty big, and that one container, because they kept shoving it in my face, is pretty big to me. So I gave it a 6.5.
Okay. 6.5. Murder in Sleep.
Come at me, bro.
Oh, you heard that? We gotta think of a different plan.
It's
So
the ending, man.
Mm-hmm. It is the most jarring part.
Yeah.
It is the most jarring part of the movie. It sucks.
Everything else is
you're like,
beautifully
why
done.
did it end so fast? Like
I could let
really
everything
fast.
else go.
It was
Even
so
the
abrupt.
Container, except the ending.
Yeah, it was like, hold on, what? Wait, what? Like they did the Vanilla Ice thing. Now we see the fight. Come on, let's fight. No.
I felt like I blinked and then I was like,
And
wait,
they're
what happened to him?
Yeah.
What happened
Roll
to him?
credits.
Yeah.
So I gotta agree that the ending, the whole want to see the commentary, like you said, with the turtles going back and forth about tubular and all that shit.
Yeah. It's a little too much. Do it once.
Yeah,
That's all we need.
yeah. Do it one time, be done with it.
Bossa Nova.
Yeah.
What?
The timing at the beginning, the
Pharaoh Jaka?
what the hell else? The
Container
and the lighting. I didn't care for the lighting too much.
bright.
Too bright for me. I
It was too bright.
I liked the dark grim from the first one.
See,
more.
I would have liked it more if it was well lit. Like
because
make it
I
dark.
remember the first one
I liked the dark
better
grim.
than the third one. Out of the two I've seen, I remember the first one better than the third one because I watched the first one more than once. And I agree with Eric on this. I didn't bring it up, but you bring up a good point because the lighting, it's not a Turtles movie to me. It's too bright. I like that gritty New York.
The third one
vibe
is way
that
brighter.
Well, the
I
third
don't
one
remember that
had
that well.
had the bright to it, but it also had the darkness to it too.
I think so. I think that whenever you look at these movies, you have to look at the tone of the movie too.
Yeah.
Oh,
With
I
the
get
first
it.
one-
That's another reason I didn't like it. I wanted that darker.
That the first one is
Yeah.
supposed to be that darker, sort of gritty looking
and
tone.
they should have
Yeah.
stuck with
The
it.
second one was kind of that in between the first and the third.
Well, they were trying to bring in more of the cartoon.
Yeah,
world.
and they were
Yeah.
trying to brighten it up a little bit. But the third one, with when it takes place, where it takes place, and what they're going for with the movie, it makes sense that it's so bright
Yeah.
because it's feudal Japan. Like there are
Yeah,
a few
no, I
darker
can
spots.
get behind that
yeah.
because we're talking about New York, right? Like this is a New York, place.
Yeah,
And in the first one, they do such a good job of showing that it's New York.
Yeah.
It's dark, it's gritty, there's crime. It doesn't seem like a nice place you want to be all the time. And in the second one, you're kind of going, must be in the suburbs.
must not be so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe the
Yeah.
turtles are actually cleaning it up, and I think
Yeah.
I think that's the vibe you're supposed to get from it. Though,
I
that-
didn't get it.
You
If
know,
that's what I
that-
was supposed to be
Yeah.
doing, but
I think that it
agree.
was supposed to be like, this is a pizza loving. You know, the turtles' influence is everywhere now, even though they don't know who exactly they are. This and that. But
Well, yeah,
like,
you do open up with everybody eating pizza.
yeah. So, and I think that's the vibe you're supposed to get from the beginning was that like the turtles.
That
have-
was kind of cringy for me too.
It was a little
honestly.
bit,
I was
but
like,
it was kind of
okay.
cool too because you're like it shows that like the turtles won. The turtles won in the first movie. They've taken back the city. The crime is down, and people can be happy again. And I think
You know
that's
what
the
they
vibe.
should have done to give you the little hint that the Shredder wasn't dead at that very beginning. So if that's the vibe they're going for, is to show that the turtles won. You see one random kid roll up and steal a piece of pizza from like some old lady, and then keep running, just to give you a little hint that like, oh, not all is well. And
Yeah, a little hint. Yeah, something like that, just to give you a little subtlety. But
So that all being said, and I enjoyed, the nostalgia of it from, the kid.
That's what it comes down to, yeah.
So I'm going to go with a 7 on it with it for me.
7?
A 7.
I just turned around and she was fucking staring at me. Like
okay, technically I was looking at the table and then I saw your head turn and I looked
over and you're like looking at me like staring. I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at?
What, dude? I've been doing this since I was a kid. What is new?
I mean, so it's a 7.25.
Yeah, the practicals effects, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoyed all that stuff. It's just I couldn't get past all the other things.
I still have a lot of nostalgia for these movies, so it's hard for me to say poorly of them.
Yeah,
the ending of the movie does suck.
I can't go lower than the 7 on it, but
right.
No, I get that. I didn't have any nostalgia for the movie. So.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got for Rotten Tomatoes?
65
for critics. 65.
It's probably lower than that actually. Mama Stay was 65.
65
for critics. 65.
87.
87.
I'm going 75.
75 for critics. She's going to take it. It's 36.
No shot.
Why?
Oh my.
My second guess was going to be 45%, so I still would have been.
Critics' consensus: not only is this movie's juvenile dialogue unbearable for adults, but the turtles' dopey and casual attitude towards physical violence makes them poor kids' role models.
I'm going to go...
That's their consensus here in 2025.
73.
Wow.
I feel like...
yeah, audience,
said 73?
67.
See, I would have went 75 again.
67?
67? You fucking bitches. 67? Yeah. 73?
Who are you trying to 1 point?
I don't know. I'm like, should I go mid between both of you? Because I feel like it's in there. Fuck it, I'm going under Karen. I'm $1 or down.
66.
66, yeah.
She's going to get 67 on the dollar.
God damn it.
Oh, Karen.
You guys suck.
Have you seen my beach ball? I think I left it over
win
there.
This game
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Rarely.
Yeah, right there.
Karen's a cheater.
So
Eric and Karen, man.
It probably was a 66 to begin with, but she got on there and gave it a positive review just so it bumped it up
quick.
1 point.
Pow.
Like now it's a 67.
Yeah, right here it says Karen. 5 star.
Amazing. 5 star.
Karen C. Fucking bitch.
Benjamin H. What, half a star. Cowabunga question mark. Cow a fucking piece of fucking dog shit.
Holy
this movie
shit.
sucks. Tick turds from Uranus.
Tick turds from Uranus?
Show us in the doll where
All,
they touched you.
all capital letters.
Which turtle touched you and where?
Yeah, show us in the mermaid doll where this.
Were you in that room with Splinter?
Ups the childish Steve D. Ups the childish nonsense while having a passable plot. 2 stars. Most of these are all 2 stars. 2 star from No Name, horrid one-liners, over-the-top acting, and inconceivable.
I think those one-liners hit home, though.
Inconceivable one-liners make for an unbearable film if you're not a Turtles fan. Otherwise, it's gold, and you can make it through, especially to that scene with the Vanilla Ice. You know the one I'm talking about.
I guess
there's only one.
That was the best scene. What are you talking about? That was the best fight choreography and everything. The dance number. Fuck yeah. I'll take that all day.
Go ninja.
Dude,
go
that
ninja.
dance.
I see. 2 star. It's funny at times. I like it, but I have to say that this is a bad movie. Cringe everywhere, and Vanilla Ice just watching the fight and then start to sing. It's just stupid, but I get it. It's a kid's movie from the 90s, but still, they could have done a better work.
You could have wrote a better word.
Yeah, done a better work. Yeah. Liam D, 2 star. Removing the darkness of the comics and basically making a live-action episode of the cartoon. The turtles still look good, but there are no substance of a plot. and the turtles are basically Mikey times 3.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that.
They're all jokesters.
Yeah,
I mean,
But they're
I
all
did fail.
teenagers,
I did
so-
fail to say this in my review was I did enjoy the part where Mikey was pretending to be a detective before going in the
That was
sewer.
rough.
Oh yeah.
No,
No, that was
Mikey.
Michelangelo.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Mikey.
Before they went down in the sewer.
Yeah.
I thought it was him just, well, that makes more
no,
sense that it would be
no.
Ralph.
No,
or
Mikey. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
but
because
he's
Raph
joking.
took off.
I love
It's
it when
hard
he
to tell in
does
the
that.
dark. Orange and red look the same.
Oh my god, you fucking turtle racist.
I know. I don't see color.
You think all
Joseph.
turtles just look the same? They're
I
all
don't
just
see
green.
color, Joseph.
Yeah, they're all just green.
I love when Mikey does that though. He pretends to be that detective and he just goes on a rant.
Mm-hmm. The Casablanca
Yeah.
line.
No
Cool,
name.
too, Raph.
Quick cash grab film, half a star for Vanilla Ice song Ninja Rap, which I can never get out of my head. Thanks, Robbie Van Winkle.
That's only the one part for me is the go ninja, go.
Yo, it's a green machine. I don't know the rest of that.
1.5.
What you mean?
1.5 star. No Triceratons and no Fugitoid make this Ooze secret rather dull.
That's part of what I had in trivia. Yeah.
Okay.
You know why? Because in
The aliens.
the aliens and
Right.
That's what he's talking about. That's the plot point that they had for the second one that didn't get.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So I actually kind of agree with him.
half a
So
star.
the third one was supposed to go to space.
No, it's the actual like where the ooze actually came from according to the comics, and
Oh yeah, I've that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, the ooze come from space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half a star. This movie has horrible references, bad jokes, horrible CGI,
What? Oh, Shredder?
horrible work conditions, a terrible racist rat, a rapper who copied his hit
Shredder.
song Ninja Rap from New York Knicks games. Finally, Donatello sounds like a stereotypical big city lawyer. Michelangelo sounds crazy. Raphael sounds like a mafia man.
Are they trying to review this one or the new one?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because the new one actually did have
CGI.
so the new one, the Michael Bay one,
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
had
but
terrible work conditions because
yeah.
Alan
Okay, well
Ritchson,
then he's
who-
on the wrong.
if you guys follow our Discord, you know that Alan Ritchson is one of my top tier actor. I love him. He's just a fantastic person. He plays Reacher. He's the bee's knees in my opinion. But he played Raphael. He mocapped Raphael in the Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movies.
Mm-hmm.
And he went on to a podcast, actually, or a radio thing or whatever, and interviewed, and he said that it was the worst work conditions he had ever been in. He said they were all the guys who played the mocaps for the Turtles were treated like shit. There were times where they would sit and wait for a car to get back to their hotel for up to 3 hours after shooting for the day. He said that like it was just the worst conditions he had ever worked in, and yeah, I've heard horror stories about that production. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's talking about the wrong movie. I'm assuming he's talking
I'm
about-
definitely thinking of that, but
Yeah.
should pay attention what he's
Mhm.
commenting on. Anyways, next
Especially if you're
one.
gonna get on and badmouth something.
Yeah.
Kind of like the guy who got on
Yeah,
the
right.
podcast and
Yeah.
like
I'm assuming I could be wrong. He could be talking about this movie and just not know what the fuck he's talking about.
Right.
Because there is no CG in this movie.
Right.
So
The Shredder at the end, was he not CG?
no,
Nah.
that was Kevin Nash in a suit.
He looked CG.
No, that's
No.
Kevin Nash.
it's
They
Kevin
just
Nash in the suit.
it's all
with-
about angles and the lighting
well,
and all that
they
stuff.
sprayed the
And they
lines
sprayed
on
the
there,
abs
so,
and
I
all
mean,
that.
We knew
Yeah.
where it was.
Yeah.
I mean, in some scenes he looked CG though, like really CG.
No,
Dude,
no,
there's
it
no
was
CG.
all-
Another thing that killed me about the whole Kevin Nash scene with him being Super Shredder, I felt very for him actually being a big guy, right? It came off very Super Freddy moment where they put like a bunch of like pillows on Robert Englund and then sprayed
Kevin
some
Nash
abs on him.
isn't that big. He's just tall.
I'm saying it came off cartoonish.
Right.
Over being like, you think of Kevin Nash.
Well, if you notice at the beginning, and this is before his wrestling days, it said at the beginning for his credit was Kevin Clash. That's his real name.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash also went by Diesel and things like that in WCW and WWF, and WWE, whatever. But he's not like, he's tall and shit. He's a big guy, but he's not super muscular.
No, I get that, but like, if you're gonna hire the guy for the muscles, don't make it look so cartoonish.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, as soon as he stepped out like that, I'm like, super Freddy.
Like you could tell it was just like his shirt was like painted on abs and muscular tones, and it's like, but I can tell he's not muscular.
How's he supposed to be scary now?
That's why I said like the lighting and stuff was supposed to help with that. Like, I didn't know that the Ooze also warped his helmet and shoulder pads.
Yeah, you didn't know that. Like, you know, it's like when you get like toxic waste sprayed on you, it changes your clothes too.
Clothes, everything.
It's a chemical composition thing.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he looked cool as fuck, but it's just
very technical.
But for all that work, he lasted all of like 10 seconds on screen. Like, that's all he got.
Big scary man. Oh, never mind.
Oh, then a dock falls. Not even the whole dock falls on him.
Just part of
I feel like a bunch of wood falling on a guy, especially a guy of that magnitude, and like super shredder, like part of a dock and some barrels fall on him and he dies. Like, nah. The actual shredder, like not super shredder, fell into a fucking dumpster from like 6 stories and got crushed and then dumped into the dump and still survived.
That motherfucker got up like nothing hurt.
Yeah, he's just walking like I challenge.
He's got some scratches. But
yeah, he got a few scratches on his face.
They will pay for what they did to me. Like,
yeah, like what?
Did what?
Yeah, you weren't pretty before.
Yeah,
it made you look more badass. If anything.
Yeah, if anything.
Hell, go without the mask,
dude. Defined eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like.
The only thing the mask is doing for you is making your voice sound more scary.
Bad guy version of a spa day.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, man.
It's a sad, desperate episode of a children's cartoon made into a mess of a live-action flick. It too often jumps from scenes of violence and mixes it into unfunny gags and eye-roll-worthy dialogue. It's kind of a step down, don't you think?
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Poor plot, poor acting, poor writing, poor action.
I did like when he was pretending to be one of those pop-up clown.
And
that was pretty funny.
Now back to what I was saying, where I was saying like the whole going back to the,
he's like,
Rotten Tomatoes thing. A lot of these people saying "Go Ninja, go Ninja, go."
Makes sense.
That's it.
All right. Oh, last but not least,
sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Goddamn right.
Though the first movie.
Oh wait, hold on. Karen, to you.
With the trivia.
No, you're supposed to say, "Hi, I'm Karen.
Hi,
this is trivia.
I'm Karen. This is trivia."
Shut up! Oh, you found the bumps then.
Oh, I did leave it too close.
Weak.
There's nothing in there anyway.
Kids.
Though the first movie had exceeded all expectations, Golden Harvest wasted no time greenlighting a sequel because they thought the franchise was going to burn out quickly, and were surprised that it had lasted as long as it did. They wanted to get this movie out in theaters as soon as possible, which is why the film came out less than a year after the first movie's release. Ernie Reyes Jr. was Donatello's fight double in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990. The producers liked Reyes so much they created the role of Keno just for him to replace the ultra-violent Casey Jones. This is the only time we see the character called Keno, and he is never mentioned again in any other variants of the TMNT.
Which is sad, because I think Keno is a really good character.
Yeah, he was completely, kind the whole time.
He was good. He was kind.
Wholesome.
He was like a Ninja Turtle, but not a turtle. And I thought it was great. I think he's somebody who could have existed in the comic books.
He could have.
As just a normal fucking kid who was a martial artist.
Honestly, it kind of
who apprenticed under, Splinter or something.
It kind of seemed like they were going to build on his character some more, too, because he was having that moment in the end. And honestly, he didn't even listen to Splinter.
No, he just kind of ran off. He's like, "You can't keep me here." He's like, "Yeah, you're right." And that was the end of it. Like, they really don't, like Keno's character literally has no arc in this movie at all. No arc at all.
No.
Like he is really just there as filler, kind of, you know,
to replace the
Like, he's
ultraviolet
great.
Casey
Yeah.
Jones. Yeah,
But
except
yeah,
Casey Jones actually has a plot line.
Yeah.
But yeah, they could have built on him.
Mhm.
I wish they would have.
Yeah, I like Keno. I like.
I like Earl Reyes.
Yeah, I think he's great. I think he's an awesome fucking fighter.
Fuck yeah, he is.
If you haven't seen the rundown and you don't care about The Rock, just go watch that scene where he beats the fucking living piss out of The Rock.
Fuck, just go watch Surf Ninjas.
Yeah, go watch Surf Ninjas. It's completely cheesy.
When he's in the fucking, I love Surf Ninjas, but like my favorite
Flash, we won.
No, my favorite.
Oh, and then he falls back down the steps. Yeah.
No, my favorite scene is when Rob Schneider's in the wheelchair and he starts talking Scottish about his legs that don't. I'll come down there and kick your ass with a leg that doesn't even work.
He starts flipping around. Yeah, fucking Rob Schneider's red hair.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh shit. Okay.
Maybe if I wish it. Oh, what if I had these powers? What if I lost these powers? Oh, what shit.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990. The turtles' facial expressions were cable operated, with all the motors, servos, etc. housed in the shell. In this movie, thanks to newer technology, the animatronics were much smaller and lighter and were built into the face itself. But they couldn't see. One main concern that Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird had was that the second and any subsequent movie stay as much away from the cartoon show and as close to the original black and white comics as possible as the first movie did. They felt that there were plenty of material in the black and white books to form the basis for another good movie. They both felt that Shredder should not appear in the second movie. Laird even planned a scene where Garbage Man found Shredder's helmet crushed and twisted, which would have been a subtle hint, a subtle enough way to refer to this ambiguous fate from the first film, and set the producers for his appearance in a third movie.
Which would have been great.
Surf Ninjas?
Honestly, yeah.
However, the producers wanted the movie to be closer to the cartoon and therefore decided to have Shredder return in this movie.
It would have
instead.
been so epic if they would have just like left him out of the second one completely.
You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
Like where?
Oh no, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like leave him out of the second one, bring him back for the third one as like the main villain, and like have this epic fucking battle would be amazing.
Yep.
Is that in the box, Surf Ninjas?
I
thought
don't
it was.
know.
I thought we put it in the
Remind
box.
me and I'll look here in a minute. In the original comic story, the Ooze was made by stranded aliens called the Ultrons through a front company called TCRI, Techno Cosmic Research Institute. And since the final script did not include the Ultrons, the company was changed to TGRI, Techno Global Research Industries. So I guess like my problem with this is like why wouldn't they leave that in and then use that for like a premise or a basis for the third movie instead of time travel?
Yeah, maybe the budget wasn't there.
I don't know, but you can have a whole plot line there without the Shredder having a different bad guy.
Yeah.
And then you can use that to lead into your third movie.
Yeah, you're not
to
wrong.
Completely, flesh out that timeline about the Ooze and where it came from and what are the aliens doing there, blah, blah, blah.
Yep. Maybe that was a little too sci-fi for, I don't know.
Maybe. The building used for the entrance to April's apartment is the office to the New York location of Jim Henson's Creature Shop. Thought that was cool. Originally, the studio wanted Bebop and Rocksteady from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon to appear. However, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird were not in favor of it, so Toka and Razor were created. Toka and Razor became so popular that they made an appearance in the cartoon in season 7. Aside from Super Shredder... Huh?
Yeah, they did.
Grabbing
and then they also, actually, in the CG show, they brought in a Toka and Razor-esque. Like, I don't know if they were called that, but they look just like them in the CG version also.
Oh, okay.
So,
aside from Super Shredder grabbing Leo and throwing him and the other 3 turtles during the destruction of the pier, the turtles make no physical contact with Shredder throughout the film. David Warner played the part of Professor Perry. In interviews at the time, he said he was proud to finally be in a movie that his daughter and her friends would all see, and later on at convention appearances, he would repeatedly assert it was one of his favorite roles as he finally got to play a nice guy.
Yeah, he always did play a villain.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of my favorites, though. I really love that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Daniel Pesina stated in an interview on the Up, Up, Down, Down YouTube series that the Ninja Turtle costumes had very small eye slits for the actors to see out of that were also a good 3 inches away from their faces instead of being flush. This is because of the changes that they did inside the helmet. So as a result, most all fight scenes show Foot Clan actors standing around waiting to be hit because the Turtle actors couldn't see what they were doing. Vecino went on to explain that if you watch close enough, the Ninja Turtles would first throw out random punches and kicks, and then a foot soldier would bend and jump in front of them so they could be hit. This explains why many of the foot soldier actors couldn't throw back any punches or kicks of their own, as the turtle actors didn't have the ability to react. Also, in a way, this helped tone down the criticisms of the first movie being too violent, as there was little to no back and forth fighting when the Ninja Turtles would quickly defeat their enemies with one strike. Adam Carl replaced Corey Feldman as the voice of Donatello in this movie. According to Feldman, producers did not want him to reprise the role due to his rehab stint at the time. They had concerns that having Feldman on board would attract negative publicity, clashing with the family-friendly image they were trying to portray.
Bullshit.
Yeah. And that was another thing that was jarring for me was his voice.
He comes back for the third one.
But they didn't even try to get a voice actor that sort of sounded like him, you know?
He does come back for the third one,
Yep.
though.
Yeah. The approach the studio accepted from Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird involved regarding part of the mystery behind the Turtles' origin, that being where the mysterious canister of ooze came from, namely the TCRI. The story was to fairly closely follow issue number 4 of the comic, where the Turtles discover the TCRI building after a rooftop fight with the Foot. When the Turtles entered the building, they encountered the weird TCRI aliens, the Ultrons. They are little, squishy, brain-like creatures about the size of a basketball and ride around in the stomach cavity of their humanoid robot vehicles.
Yep.
The Triceratons were trying to appear after the Ultrons activated the Trazmat device they were holding to get home. Later, they suggested using the whole Mouser scenario that's in Book 2, only tie the Mousers in with the TCRI guys. They created the Mousers. Baxter Stockman is actually a TCRI alien, fronting his Mouser idea as a way of making money for the company to aid their efforts to get off the planet. The studio used this as the basis for this movie, made changes to closer resemble the Fred Wolf cartoon show. Among them was replacing the Ultrons, Triceratons, and Baxter Stockman with the Shredder, Toka and Razor, and a cartoon Baxter knockoff named Jordan Perry.
In the cartoon, it was similar to that. There was a lot of that, but instead of being from space, they were from a place called Dimension X.
Mm-hmm. And that would have been fine too, but I think that if they were going to keep it closer to the comics, that's a great second movie.
Yeah. Well, I like the idea of like Shredder first movie, go in with like a new sort of like, what the fuck are they doing up there?
I don't know.
That's gotta be a dog.
It's not a dog. That's someone getting into that counter.
Either way, I think that like if they would have done that, went in and like with the second movie, did like the alien thing and like the ooze thing, like kind of built on that a little bit.
Well, I think you flesh out their story, their origin
flesh
story,
out that, and then in the third one, you bring back the Shredder.
Yes, absolutely. That's
and
what
have
I'm
like
saying.
a big final epic battle, like would be
that's what I'm saying. So you take the second movie to flesh out this ooze thing with their origin. You get another bad guy in there, and then that's your middle story. But you let it lead into the third one, bringing the Shredder back in. He's back into the fold because you don't ever have the Foot go away necessarily. They could fight foot soldiers in the second one, but let's keep the Shredder
there was a
in the
time
shadows.
when Shredder wasn't around and his daughter was running the show. I can't remember. It started with a K or a C. It was like
Katari.
It was like Kyrie or Kari or I can't remember her name.
You're talking about the 2013 one, right?
Well, she's in the comic books too,
Oh.
because her and Raphael have this on again, off again thing where they're like feuding and then they're friends and blah blah blah. But like, so I think that would have been cool if like she was in the second one and kind of like leading up to all this, because they kind of did that with the TMNT CGI movie, where she was in that
2012.
She was in that, and she and they had this other storyline based around this other rich mogul guy who, like, it's a whole story, which honestly is a great fucking movie. If you guys haven't seen that,
Karai.
They call it, Karai. They call it essentially like a sort of like fourth Ninja Turtle movie, because it was about like the Shredder wasn't in it. But by the end of the movie, there was hints that he was going to return. So,
this chick's from Good Girls. She voices April in that show. I didn't know that.
But yeah, I think that like that's a good idea. Like bring in the Shredder and kind of like have this big epic thing.
I think you set the third one up to, like you said, be this big epic battle, right? Or this big epic thing. But like in the second one, there's no reason why they couldn't have rounded out this Ooze thing. Why do you got to keep bringing the Shredder back? That gets stale after a while.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
At one point during the club scene with Vanilla Ice performing, Leif Tilden, the actor in the Donatello suit, was supposed to roll stuntman Daniel Pesina, one of the foot soldiers, and then do a sidekick like choreographed. However, Tilden decided to do a roundhouse kick instead without telling Pesina, and as a result, Pesina almost had his 2 front teeth knocked out. When the Turtles first encountered Toka and Razor, Michelangelo asks, "Didn't we see these guys on WrestleMania?" We talked about Kevin Nash being in there as kind of one of those things, but 25 years after this movie's release, action figures ended up being produced of Ninja Turtles dressed as pro wrestlers. Raphael's The Rock and Sting, Michelangelo's Macho Man Randy Savage and Roddy Piper, Donatello as the Ultimate Warrior and The Undertaker. Ironically, no Turtles were dressed as Kevin Nash. And now, for the strangest collaboration ever. Comic artist Frank Miller of Dark Knight Returns and Sin City fame co-wrote the song Ninja Rap, joining the collaboration with Vanilla Ice and DJ Earthquake. Miller mainly focused on lyrics, though his work is uncredited.
Frank Miller helped write the lyrics for Ninja Rap.
He wrote the lyrics for Ninja Rap.
He wrote the lyrics for Ninja Rap. That is so fucking weird.
That's why I said, now for the strangest collaboration ever. Sin City.
Yeah, he wrote, he was a comic book creator for Sin City and some other comic books. He's an artist. That is so fucking weird.
You're welcome.
He's also the creator of Mad Max, isn't he? He did the storyboards for it, I think. Well, he directed the most recent Mad Max movie.
He
Fury
did
Road,
that,
and Furiosa.
Mm-hmm. Don't you like Fury Road?
Yeah, the movie's amazing.
I think he made me sit down and watch it, but I didn't realize what was going on.
That is the only Mad Max movie I've seen.
I've seen the other ones, but it's been so long. So anyway.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Eric's, whoa.
Hey. You're supposed
Don't break the box. You're supposed to find what's in the box.
What's in the box? Don't break the box.
This naked lady's been in my life ever since I started hanging out with my dad.
There's one there that fell.
I say we do Surf Ninjas.
Die Hard.
I was really hoping you were going to pull out like Killer Clowns from Outer Space if you brought it up.
What do you guys want out of me, man? You pull from the box. That's the whole point of this show.
We should do the Surfers movie.
Yeah, we should.
From 93.
Yeah, we should do Surf Ninjas.
Yeah, we already did.
It's from 93.
You know what? Madison, how many more weeks you got?
Like a lot. Like
not
8,
really.
9.
There's only like 3.5, 4 months in a there's only like 4 months in a. Oh my god, I'm having a stroke.
There's 4 weeks in a month. You've got till July.
It's supposed to happen eventually, Karen. Okay, the stroke happens at least once. I didn't have one while I was reading, so it happened while I was trying to think.
It's true. So which Die Hard is this?
No.
Is that what we're doing?
Do whatever you guys want. Do whatever you want. We said Evolution. You guys are talking about Surf Ninjas.
We
don't pull from the box anymore, guys. We just do whatever we feel like doing now.
Should we take a vote?
I honestly don't care. I don't care what we do. Whatever you guys want to do.
Evolution?
You want to do Evolution or you want to do Surf Ninjas?
Have you seen Evolution?
Mm-mm.
She's never seen either of them.
She's never seen Surf Ninjas or Evolution.
I'm thinking Evolution's more of a you have to.
I think Evolution is more.
Who's in Evolution that we were talking about?
Pace changer. Because if we go Surf Ninjas, that's
I'm fine with either one.
I don't know either one.
Evolution.
We'll do Evolution. Okay. How about that? We'll do Evolution. It's a good, fun movie. And there's quite a few. I don't even know who to do for creator profile for that one because there's so many.
You've got a lot of choices.
You got a lot of choices in it. So, all right. So next week, don't forget to check out.
I'm gonna make Zach watch this.
Don't forget to check out those socials and stuff down there in the description, all that good shit. Next week we are gonna do Evolution. It's got a bunch of
Sean William
Scott.
The dude that was in the X-Files.
David Duchovny.
The Make 7 Up Yours guy.
What the fuck was his name? Was it Orlando?
Orlando
Bloom?
No,
that's yeah.
Orlando Jones.
Yep.
And then it's also got what's her face in it?
Mr. Black.
It's got Julianne Moore, Orlando Jones, Sean William Scott, Ted Levine. Yeah, I'm not.
Dan Aykroyd's the mayor, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd is the mayor.
Yeah.
I forgot he was even in it. Holy shit! There's so many people.
Michael Bauer.
What's everybody's favorite scene? You don't have to give
Sarah
anything away.
Silverman.
What's your favorite scene? The ice cream? Like when he has to get ice cream at the end?
No.
Oh.
Ira.
That was solid gold dancer.
No. My favorite scene's when he goes up in the thing. He's like, don't tell anybody
where I've
been.
No, mine is the scene, and then he gets ice cream afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That one's my favorite.
It's for my ass.
What flavor? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's for my ass.
There's always time for lubricant.
They went so hard with this movie. It's so good. And the budget shows, man. Like, the budget is there. You can see it. It is such a well-crafted movie. It's so good.
And I love how bright it is. It's a desert movie, and it looks like a desert movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
Wonderful.
It's a good
Don't
fucking
take
movie.
the leg. Don't take the leg. Let's go for his testicles. Take it. Take the leg.
All right. Next week, we're going to do Evolution. Be here. Watch the movie. If you haven't seen it, fucking watch it, man. Yeah, we chose it. We chose it. Suck it. I don't care. Fuck you.
It's our show.
It's our show.
We'll
Do what we want. Yeah.
We're slowly becoming disorganized.
Yeah, we cut out a bunch of shit because like our podcasts are getting too long. We only did creator profile in the movie, and we're still at 2.5 hours.
We like to talk, I guess.
We had a lot to say about this movie, though.
We did, yeah. There was a lot.
At least it's movie stuff, though.
At least it's creator profile and movie stuff.
I say we do Surf Ninjas next.
Oh man, here we go. We're on this tangent now. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
As long as we're
Goodbye.
making it from the box.